Inside Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California, you'll find Sammy's Restaurant and Bar. Recognized for its innovative, healthy global cuisine, Sammy's offers menu selections made with local, organic ingredients. Indulgent options like truffle fries, duck tacos, artisan wood-fired pizzas, fresh salads, and more, along with an eclectic selection of craft beers and classic handcrafted cocktails. Plus, with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is also the perfect place to catch your favorite game. Satisfy your craving anytime, 24/7, tableside or in the dining room at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall.
In string theory, it's the only time where relativity isn't. Oh, hey everyone! How's it going? Welcome to Stones Live. My name is Veronica Brill. With me is the Jake.
You're welcome.
It's hot in here. You got a pink wig on.
God.
It's
you know
like
what?
100
We live in Northern California. We have
occasionally it gets 110 degrees outside.
Yeah, there's the downside.
By the way, I know that this show is just me and you, but we do have a 5-10 game going on right now that we're gonna stream.
What?
And it's glorious. It's glorious.
This
AD is in the game and Nat is in the game. The heavens have parted and God has said, Stones, I will bless you today.
bippity boppity barrel.
Beepity boppity barrel. Barrel Town. That's what this is. We no longer live in Sacktown, we live in Barrel Town. Oh.
The games have gotten good. The games have gotten really good here. I'm sorry.
They're getting so good, and then AD's like, Veronica, I thought you and I were friends. I thought you liked me. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, why didn't I get invited to Veronica and Friends? I'm like, you're invited anytime, AD. I love AD. Why wouldn't he be invited? AD. D07, but he tweeted me and said that I renamed him. He confirmed it.
It's kind of your thing, like renaming people, anointing people with their new their given name.
Someone give me a wand.
It's not their Christian name. What would that be? Their
no, atheist name. Their nihilist name. I've given you your nihilist name.
Your nihilist name is Plastica and Do7.
No Monkey, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. Okay, so seat 1 we have Matt. He's sitting on. Sorry, did you just spew it? Is something get excited?
You know, I'll crack the joke before you do.
Go.
Yeah.
Crack it.
That was it.
Oh, okay. So Matt, your favorite, the one that have, your Matt, you have a picture of Matt near your bedstand, like on your bedstand
in
at night that you kind of kiss and pray to a little bit and go to sleep, like this.
Yeah.
When you think of Matt. So Matt's in for 1,700. Mike in seat 2, he's got about 2,800.
Mike's been playing a lot of the live stream games lately. He's realized there's a lot of value to be extracted in these games.
Yeah.
He's played a couple messy pots. We saw this last Monday.
Messy?
Yeah, no, he got involved in a real big pot where he flopped top set against Nat. Nat c-bet the flop and then turned top with his ace king, hit the king on the turn, and then got check raised. Or Nat got check raised by Mike. And Nat, conversely, we saw the complete mess of range that Nat is.
Oh.
He calls down like bottom pair against Seth Curry.
Yes.
And in like a 4K pot.
That was one of like our biggest.
And yet being with top pair, top kicker,
he
folds being made like 5-1.
Okay. Speaking of Nat's in the game, and what he said, he messaged me on Twitter and said, I don't know why you guys call me Arish.
Because it was.
Everyone calls me Nat.
It was a screen name, and I wasn't sure if
Arish Nat, our favorite. Natarish, whatever. Nat is in seat 4, our favorite. But we can't forget about seat 3, JJ. I haven't seen JJ before.
I think JJ's new to the stream. If he's been on before, he might have gone under a different name, but he looks somewhat familiar. But like, it kind of is that thing where like all poker players to me
Look
like
alike,
start
yeah.
to look alike and like look the same.
32.90.
Mike's in for 2,800. JJ is in for 3,300.
Nat,
who we made a lot of noise about. He's in for 2K.
Kevin
Kevin
in the blue shirt, handsome guy, sitting at 2K. Robert, we saw Robert fold pocket kings to a king 10 of Anthony's. And Anthony and Robert are in this.
Ace 10.
I thought it was a king 10.
Ace 10.
Look back, it's a king 10.
Want to bet?
$25.
Ship it.
So Anthony's in seat 9 again. Robert's in the same seat. AD, my baby! AD is in seat 7. Oh, AD. If you don't love AD, then you don't love poker. AD and Nat, my favorites. Steven in seat 8.
Steven came in from out of town for this game.
Where's Steven from?
He's in from Reno. He's one of the regulars, one of the barrelers in Reno.
We enjoy Reno people in this stream. Steven, you are more than welcome to come anytime. And then Anthony, call your mother, iron your shirt, make sure you look good for the live stream. Anthony's in the house.
So the bright side of suicide, we have a hand playing here. But
Tell us, Jake.
Robert laid down those kings last week.
Oh.
Facing a 4-bet from a newly game-changed Anthony, who 4-bet ace 10, not king 10. Robert laid down kings pre, and they're like anything within any kind of community, like word gets around fast. Everything's based on
Did
rumors.
he get
And
ripped
well,
into?
I think Robert's back in this game for the simple reason of he knows that he will probably get people to play back at him and often.
He knows that we know that they know that he knows.
Yes.
See,
Robert knows he will get people to push back at him tonight. If Robert gets sticky, he can cut out a huge profit this evening. You know, providing the cards cooperate. Always a variable.
There are always variables involved. By the way, I have to say, you're wearing a button-up shirt for the first time for me. Normally it's for Valerie.
This is the third time that she's said it was the
He
first time.
loves Valerie more than anything in the
here?
world.
Is she in the room?
I know.
Is
He
she
wants
there?
her autograph. Her picture's next to Mike. Or sorry, Matt. Not Mike. It's Matt. I have AD, Nat. Might have TD. I have all these pictures of my faves. I swear to God, I'm gonna make a t-shirt with all my faves, all their pictures.
We have some Frank shirts. Frank shirts are beautiful.
Frank's in there with my favorites.
Hand in action here. 80. He's got ace queen on queen jack 7. Top. Most players are used to 80 having much worse holdings than top pair, top kicker. 10 on the turn. We can't see Robert's cards, but 80 top can definitely go for value here.
UT GPS, welcome to the chat. Love seeing you there. I don't think you've been here before. Welcome. If it is your first time in our stream, click the little heart. Follow us. We'll let you know when we go live every Monday and Wednesday.
Deuce bricks off on the turn, or I'm sorry, river. And then the sequence of cards that happen.
Good. God, Jake's just learning the game.
Yeah, I'm brand new.
Now, it's interesting when AD actually has a hand. You know, like he actually has a pair. Normally he's bluffing. And
So 80
floating.
can generally get called here pretty light, as many hands as he plays. Robert, wow, what is Robert showing here?
Queen Jack? There has to be a Queen Jack because AD has a queen, ace queen. Ah, yeah. Show us, dealer. Jack 10.
Okay,
two
Robert
pair.
hits a turn. Okay. So I'm a little surprised Robert played the 2-pair hand as slow as he did there. I think he could have raised a little bit on the turn for value after 80 bets flop, bets turn. I think he's not likely to let a lot of hands go there and get him probably a little raise for value, in which 80's probably going to check all river. As it is, if he raises the turn, 80's probably not betting into him on the river. So maybe it's even money, but maybe not.
AD might still bet into him on the river.
AD's crazy. He's dirty. I love it.
I would call him the pressure cooker.
So tonight it
AD
is
and Nat.
5-10 no limit hold'em. JJ under the gun +2 makes it 30 to go. Ace 10 of diamonds.
Bippity boppity barrel.
Takes on the pot. I think this is the first time we've had JJ on the stream.
We are popping JJ's live stream cherry tonight, and we love doing that to people. It feels good, right? Bippity boppity barrel. You'll never live that one down.
There's worse things.
You know you can retweet yourself now on Twitter. So
Was that not an option before?
no.
No?
You mean you've never tried retweeting yourself before?
Not
You must have
not in front of
not.
people. I mean, I retweet myself in private like all the time, but
UTGPS, we do not have VPIPs right now, but it is something I have brought up to the people that make things happen, and I'm hoping we can have a BPIP soon. A VPIP, not a BPIP. A BPIP is a bad stat, but a VPIP is a good one. So listen, we wanted to talk. Let's talk about it later when more people join. Let's do it later when more people join.
the ultimate question or statement posed at every orgy. Let's do it later when more people join.
How do you know that? From experience?
Things.
Let's not bring out the anal lube until more people join.
Whoa!
Sorry. Sometimes things that I think don't pass through that filter. The filter stops. I don't have a filter, I'll just be honest.
So Steven, our player from Reno, he makes it 35 to go from the cutoff with Queen Jack offsuit. He gets called from Matt in the small blind, and Nat's going to complete under the gun. King 4-6. Checks.
Oh, Nat!
5 comes off, and Nat gets there. And Matt
leads into him. Nat's like, how am I going to play this to maximize my value? Can I get value out of a king? Do I just call here, or do I raise? Will a king call my raise? He's raising. The thing about Nat is, even if he had a pair of 4s right now, he'd probably consider raising. We've seen him play in our other live streams. He's such a pressure cooker.
So we saw Nat play that hand against Seth Curry in the last stream where he called down with bottom pair, and Nat he's always thinking about what the other player has over what he has.
Yeah.
Which is, as any good poker player will always do. It's about what that player has or oftentimes doesn't have, more often than it is what you have. So,
did you watch the Daniel Negreanu documentary that's on Netflix?
I did.
Pretty good, right? Yeah. Well, I thought it was pretty good. He talks about how it's actually very important to know how players are perceiving you.
Yes.
Which I thought was super good for your metagame. I know.
If there's one player that understands metagame more than any other player at the table, it's Nat.
Nat's like,
it really is.
He might put me on a mid-pair here doing this. I would totally do this with mid-pair.
Other players more often than not are thinking about what the villain has. Nat's constantly thinking, like what they have. Nat's always thinking about what you have.
Yeah. Ace, Queen, Jack, 2 diamonds.
Happy birthday, Anthony. Flop a little Broadway.
And no one's got. I mean, Nat has a backdoor diamond draw. The nut. Backdoor diamond draw. Mustak, what is up? Nice to see you in the chat. Rick and Barstow, my darling. Nice to see you. If anyone wants to go to Snapchat, I have a funny, I did a funny stand-up of my parents on Snapchat. Veronica Star with 2 R's. That's my Snapchat.
Nat bets 80 and Anthony flats with the nuts. The turn pairs the board, brings a double flush draw.
The real Jake. The real Jakey Poo.
And Nat's gonna keep barreling here.
All we need is Seth in this game, and I'll feel a little more complete. You know?
Nat bets 130. Action on Anthony.
Anthony, you iron. Look at that iron. Like, you can see the iron crease right
And I
there.
think it's a good flat by Anthony. You don't want to like run off any of Nat's bluffs here. So he flats. The river bricks. Nat thinks he's getting trapped. He checks, and Anthony puts in 310-ish.
Into a $500 pot.
And this should be the end of this hand.
Yeah, alarms went off with those 2 calls.
So, for those of you, people that love watching the stream, love poker in general, there is a proposition happening right now through Congress.
I believe Stones Live Poker will put up the link.
It's in there. So there is a well-funded, how to put this?
Like a well-funded campaign, basically to minimize the gaming capabilities of most card rooms in California, and it will actually devastate card rooms that are not functioning I don't know, like functioning basically just in regular California property.
Yes.
Just regular card rooms, not casinos. So if you click on the Protect California Card Rooms link, you can sign a petition, and it'll protect a lot of the jobs that we have here, because Stones actually employs a lot of people, including us.
It'll protect a lot of California jobs,
it'll
card room
affect-
jobs, which also pays for a lot of police, firefighting, like local.
Not to
public-funded
mention
jobs.
supports families, people
Yes.
who come here and work full time and support their families with this income, and it'll basically get rid of a lot of these jobs because it'll minimize what we can do in our card rooms.
Yeah.
Click the link, sign the petition.
Protect California card room jobs. Those of you who love watching our stream, love poker, or just love funding your local
Sign it
police.
just to see Jake and Veronica more.
Yeah. I mean, like local card rooms.
So 400 to 500 jobs at Stones alone. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's a lot. Like card rooms, people don't realize how much industries like this fund local fire and police departments.
JJ's flopped a flush draw. AD's got queens.
And 80 has no fear. 9 on the turn gives JJ an inside straight draw to go along with his flush draw. Queen on the river gives 80 queens full, and now JJ will elect to bluff at it with his busted draws, and AD says, I'm gonna break this fool.
Yeah, AD's not gonna take this. AD's not gonna take this. He's got a boat. He's got a boat.
350 in the pot.
Unfortunately for him, he's not gonna get any more money out of this. JJ will not
If
continue
80
the race.
knew what JJ had, he would min click back. But it's so hard to put.
But again, it might look more bluffy if he just jams it, no?
Yeah, but the problem if he jams it, you can't.
It doesn't matter. He's not going to get any more money.
High.
He's not going to get any more money. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can see the cards. But no matter what, he's not going to get any more money.
JJ lets it go. 80
Welcome
kicks
to
out
the game,
of the pot.
JJ. Welcome to the game. AD actually made a hand. So AD AD and Nat are notorious for being action players, and when they get an actual hand, it's shocking, right? It's nice. It's nice to see them get actual hands.
If there's players that get paid off, it's those guys.
So Doe7 and Mustache, they both signed it. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. If you're just joining us,
Protecting California cardroom jobs, it is
Super important.
so important.
yeah, a lot of people's livelihoods are at stake.
Yes.
You know what the problem is? Our card room is so amazing that the casinos that are doing this are threatened by us because we're doing so well, right? Interest groups. Because we are doing so well. We've got an amazing card room. You can't beat our card room. Justin, can I get off a little early so I can play poker here? Let me know.
Hand in action.
I like to donate to the local economy. My husband's giving me permission to play tonight. If PLO is open,
Barrels.
Plo, do you want to Plo with me? We Plo so well together.
God.
Let's Plo. To a flop.
Three-way action. 7, 6, 8, 2 clubs. Anthony
you
flops
say
2 pair.
6, 7, 8.
JJ has 2 overs and an inside straight draw. Kevin's got backdoor spades.
I got permission to go play. What? Yeah! Although it'll come out of my paycheck.
Free roll.
Thank you, Rick and Barstow, for signing our petition. Justin, send me the link on Twitter and I'll retweet it. And I'll get Andrew Barber to retweet it. Because Andrew Barber loves me more than you, so I can do it.
Take it back.
I won't. I can't. You know it's true. Get a pink wig. It'll change.
Anthony Beck 75. The ace of clubs came off on the turn, completing a club draw, giving AD a club draw. Anthony bets his 2 pair, and AD's gonna come along. King on the river will give Anthony the check mark.
Do you think AD, if he leads out here? I guess it depends on.
620 in the pot, and Anthony bets very small.
Yeah, super
This is a
value.
crying, please call me with X club.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say exclamation. Please call me exclamation.
No.
Good fold by AD. I think maybe no. I think Anthony would have got sticky had AD let out there. You can't fold 2 pair. Who folds 2 pair? Nobody.
No, but I think AD is perceptive enough to know that his 10s are never good there. He was drawn to his club and his club alone. He knew where he was at.
I love me some AD. I'll just say it. I got his face tattooed on my chest, right next to Nat. I got rid of Jason McRoberts because he's gone.
Yeah, no, it's a weird looking tattoo. The whole Jason McRoberts, that awkward smile, and they put Nat over that, and then.
No, it works. It works. My tattoo artist is great.
So my wife's tattoo artist, no joke, the waiting list is 14 months.
It's just crazy. What is he better than a freaking plastic surgeon?
Yes.
Jesus.
Much like plastic
I'm not
surgery, tattoos are one of the things that that's very forever.
Yeah.
And you pay for what you get. And
What, Bri? I get it. I'm
yeah,
just
no.
not, I don't get it, but I get it.
It's one of the things you don't cheap out on. 2 things you don't cheap out on. Tattoos
Watches
and tequila.
and mattresses. Check. Options on net. He elects to go 55. What, Bri? Baby. I loved seeing you.
Kevin's gonna check call King 9 here. 4 clubs comes off on the turn. Checks over Nat. Check. Jack on the river. Nat gets there. And now Kevin is gonna lead into Nat when the diamond gets there.
So
I would not be surprised to see Nat throw this away.
is
Check
Kevin
call.
a nitty player? Have you played with Kevin before?
I have played with Kevin.
I mean, he's handsome, but besides that, is he nitty?
So Kevin is always going to win more here when he bets. The diamond draw got there. All sorts of two pair.
Whoa! You got Nat to fold a hand.
All sorts of two pair and/or straight draws got there as well. Nat
Okay.
made the best hand in the river.
We have a trophy in the back that Justin needs to dust off for the guy who got Nat to fold.
Nat can fold top. We saw that.
I know, but I'm
Like-
saying
like-
it's just weird.
I think in the long run, the way that hand is played, check call lead on that card. Even though Nat makes pair of jacks, he's behind so often.
Nat's my horse. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. Nat's my horse.
You would like to ride that pony?
I have money on the line here. Why you gotta take it there? Why you gotta take it there?
Life.
Okay, so where are the stream archived? Mustache, I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Anthony under the gun +1. He makes 38 to go. Matt picks up the same hand suited behind him, makes it 105 to go. Anthony, he can play this hand either way. He can 4-bet, he can flat, anything but fold, and he will take the 4-bet option. When in doubt, play aggressively. And Anthony makes it 355 to go. Matt, it's gonna cost him 250 to call. He's in position. Can Matt 5-bet rip here?
Oh God, don't you just love a 4-bet? Oh, and then a 5-bet, and it's just like better
So,
than anything you've had in the last 6 months.
We talked about that hand with Nick Roberts last week.
Yes,
Anthony 4-bet ace-10.
yes.
If Matt
King 10.
if Matt watched the streams, he would know this, that Anthony is very capable of 4-betting worse.
Whichever one.
In which case, wow.
Whoa!
Matt folds ace-king suited.
Come here, Brittany. So this is Brittany.
Brittany!
This is
Oh, wow.
our favorite server here. What
You're
would you like to be
welcome.
called? What is like I just got laid by Brittany. I love you. I love you.
Wow. No, that's like 300 an hour, right?
We're charging everyone $300 an hour for this stream.
So here's where it pays. If you're gonna play in these games, if you're gonna play in these stakes like these, it pays to watch the stream. We saw Anthony this very last week 4-bet ace-10 into McRoberts Kings, into a tight player's Kings.
You know what? That I have to give him credit. That takes balls to a tight player who 3-bet. Stone.
And look, okay, once again, it's not like AD or Nat put in 3-bet.
Yeah.
He got 3-bet by Robert McRoberts last week.
But AD or Nat wouldn't fold, so he knows Robert can fold, and he now knows Robert can fold kings.
Wow.
Now he knows. No?
And Matt, if you know what, I think if Matt watched last week's stream, he doesn't fold there.
Matt just became Anthony's bitch. That's not a swear. That's just the truth.
What a big spot. So
Do you like big
here's
spots?
here's the thing, and
Wait. Nat is putting in a re-raise here.
Nat's got a 4-bet or fold hand, or 3-bet or fold hand.
Yeah.
Flatting ace-10 is just so terrible in the long run.
I feel like, I know the stream's only been going on for 30 minutes, but Nat's been playing perfect poker. Ace-10,
He's good at stuff.
Ace-10 in the hijack is a 4-bet or 3-bet, 3-bet or 4-bet.
Generally, you find hands
Or
like that, they're not
fold.
good.
Well,
They're not
probably
good.
not 4-bet.
They're not good enough to flat, so it's either re-raise or fold.
Yeah. And I think he's playing perfect tonight. Most of the time, that last fold that he had against Kevin, most of the time he'd be good folding that.
Yes.
God, how do you not love Nat?
3-way action here. King 4 deuce, and that is a very fit or fold type flop.
If Nat
It's gonna be
gets
tough for
checked
any
to.
player to continue without a king here. If they check to Nat, Nat will probably c-bet somewhere in a 2. Wow!
Wow.
Mike's gonna lead into Nat for
Kathy!
200.
Nice to see you. I miss you. Nat! Barrels!
Nat says
Yes!
kick rocks.
Yes! This is why you love Nat. This is why you love him. God.
Wow.
Best. And look at Mike. He looks like he just got spanked by his Catholic school teacher. Oh, yes!
Nat
Nat!
Arish. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I just had such a good time there. I got a little excited.
Wow.
I love me some Nat.
I don't love Mike's lead with 6s there, but it's generally gonna work. I mean, when you see all the hands face up, the way the hands played.
But he was the original 3-bet.
No.
Or race. Just the race?
Was it?
Nat. Yes.
No, Nat was. Yeah.
Yes,
So when
that's
Mike,
what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying, I don't love Mike's lead with 6s
Yeah.
there,
Oh, I know. I agree.
but Nat's
Sorry.
raise with ace 10.
Glorious, right?
So
Glorious.
sexy. So sexy.
I'm just gonna say it. It was really sexy. It was really sexy. Like Jake and Veronica. Absolutely. We loved that. We had a moment there.
That was good.
Do you want to get laid?
I would love to get laid. Yeah.
I think that was your Nat lay.
Nat just laid me. Okay, so going back to that previous hand with Matt and Anthony, had Matt watched the previous stream, I don't think he folds there.
Yes.
I think he's got to be aware that Anthony has, even though as we talked about how much Anthony has shifted his game from a lag to a tag game in this live stream, he's also at the same time learned to shift and exploited his image.
Yeah.
There, and
His timing has been perfect.
it really has been.
Yeah. That's one thing that Anthony has taken this stream, which is free to come and sit. I mean, you obviously are playing cash, but it's free to come and play in.
Come as you are.
Anthony, come as you are, as you were, as we want you to be. Anthony has taken this stream and used it to his advantage.
Yes.
He's been watching himself, he's been playing as much as possible on the live stream and improved his game immensely. Has he not?
Very much so.
Yes.
I talk to Anthony outside of the stream on a regular basis. He watches himself play. He's analytical, and he adjusts.
If you are at all interested in improving your game, at all, in the least, come down and play on our stream. Watching yourself can be amazing to see how badly you're actually playing. Seriously, we're all playing badly. Some of us just a little less badly.
So Steven, Anthony Rivers 2-pair, he makes a very thin value bet in Steven. Steven gets away. I'm just now recognizing Steven.
Okay, tell me.
Steven from Reno. I played with Steven in a WPT Deep Stacks event where
He kicked your butt? He owned you?
I gifted Steven some chips, put it that way.
Was it that time that I convinced you to play?
No. No.
And you punted?
No.
No, you punted many other times?
No, this is one of the other punts.
It was okay.
One of the other
You've
punts.
punted more than at least a few times.
Yeah, more than 10 times.
Ghost of M, nice to see you. Welcome to the chat.
So for those of you who are just tuning in, there's a link posted in the chat box, protectjobs.calgaming.org. That is going to help all of us, those of you who love to watch our stream, love to come down and play California card rooms. There is a well-funded interest group that is trying to shut down jobs here in California.
Limit the gaming that we can do.
Limit gaming that we can do here in California in card rooms. And if you would like to continue to enjoy the company that you get from
us
and
the dealers and people, 500 to 600 jobs would be affected at Stones Live alone. At Stones Poker, I should say.
Yes.
Stones Stone's card room.
Click the link, sign the petition,
Takes 3 seconds.
help us out here, help us save some jobs. It
People's
supports
livelihoods.
It supports local fire and police departments as well.
And not to mention the dealers and servers and everybody that works at Stone's whose families depend on their income.
Yes, absolutely.
It's kind of a big deal. So
Yeah.
we
Well-funded local interest or well-funded interest groups are trying to like shut down California card rooms or limit what they can and
limit
cannot
what we can do, yeah. And it'll really
And
affect poker.
It affects poker, and not only affects poker, like I said, it affects local fire and police departments as well, and that's not a good
JFK
thing.
Stone says, save Jake and Veronica. That should be our campaign. Save Jake and Veronica!
It's
Otherwise, we'll be like Skyping you from
it's
our
like
house.
hashtag save the whales, because there's the whales.
Yeah. So if you don't click that link, Jake and Veronica will be streaming a home game from our living room with like
50 cent $1.
50 cent $1, and it'll be like an 8 millimeter. I don't know what they call them, millimeter cameras. You know, like where you had to download it
8
and then
millimeter.
upload it. Yeah, 8 millimeter. Old school stuff.
Wait.
It'll be like an old school camera with like, you can't see any.
The dealer
you
will be
can't
like,
see the cards.
The dealer will be like chain smoking the entire time. Like, we don't want
We don't want
that.
chain smoking dealers. Just sign the petition.
633, 2 diamonds. 80's got pocket 8s. He's way out in front right now. Check that. No, wow. Robert flops a lot of 3s. What Rye? He just signed. Get on board, guys. Help me, help you, help us.
Exactly. It's basically signed to maintain. Maintain
Diamonds
our card room.
complete on the turn. 80 picks up some equity. Robert's gonna lead into him again. 130. I don't see 80 folding. If 80's gonna check call pocket 10s with the 10 of clubs in a previous hand, it really doesn't change the scenario here. 80's can feel he can hit any 8, any diamond, and be good. 485 in the pot. Robert bets 130.
Ghost of M, I'm gonna pick up that book. I haven't read it, but it sounds good. A Bukowski novel. I'm gonna do it. A gritty basement living room card room.
80 comes along. Blood. Brick on the river.
Oh, this is our Catholic school teacher dealer. I love that ruler that she's got.
615 in the pot.
President Kanye,
Robert goes
what's
for
up?
value.
AD's wondering if he's getting bluffed on this. Would Robert do this with Ace King? And had AD watched the last stream, he would see how much of a nit Robert is, and is probably not
He
going to
can beat any 6. He can beat a busted diamond draw. And 80 rips. 80 jams. Robert can't fold here. Robert hates it, but he cannot fold.
yeah! This game is insane! What is going on?
Does 80 have white chips? No.
President Kanye, there will be a runny eggs buffet at our basement commentary booth. With a stripper pole in the dirt.
Robert,
Robert,
I
fold.
swear to God, Robert. I swear to God, there we go.
Okay, good.
Robert calls.
I thought he was gonna fold and I was gonna leave the booth and Justin would have to come in. So Kathy, let me talk directly to you. This was a tough hand, right? Are you getting the inhale, exhale out? Kathy, it was the first Veronica and Friends without you. I was actually really sad. I was actually really sad because Lon McCarran was in the game and he owned my soul more than you ever have. Because Kathy owns my soul. I can't beat her. But It was a good Veronica and Friends, and you weren't there. And I cried about it for a few hours. Remember that time we were in the parking lot and I cried about Kathy not being in my game?
I do.
So, Robert calling there.
I think you have to. Like, if we've seen in previous streams, AD turn his top pair into a bluff there with the Jack 10 in hand where he like scored off against Anthony's aces. AD is capable of taking a hand that has showdown value and turning it into a bluff, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can't always just like, oh, okay, I can flat here. And oftentimes, like, even if you're good, you're gonna be ahead. You're gonna win more often when you jam.
Yeah.
And
no, he couldn't. He couldn't call there. I don't think he could.
I think
call.
AD can call.
Really? You
can. That said, if he's notched, I think if Robert has nines and AD jams,
Robert folds.
Robert folds. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's certain spots.
There was a 9 though. There was a 9 in the flop.
A different overpair than
Tens.
tens. So.
Oh, this way. Are you feeling like loosey goosey right now?
Point being is there's certain spots where even though you have showdown value, you are better off.
Just calling?
Well, no. Conversely, you win more when you raise, when you play the hand aggressively. Where yes, I'm good X amount of percent of the time when I call. However, when I raise, I might get my opponent off of better. Even more
that was
so.
Basically, what you're saying is that was the only way AD was going to win that hand.
If AD can win a certain percentage of the time when he flats, he can also win an even greater percentage of the time when he jams because there's hands that are better than his that he gets Robert off. Robert just happened to have trip threes.
Yeah.
Different story. If Robert doesn't have trip threes there,
Does Robert fold aces or kings there?
Yeah, I think he folds jacks.
We've seen him fold kings really
We've seen him fold
easily.
kings pre. If Robert can fold kings pre, he can fold jacks on the river. It's science.
I agree.
Kevin picks up the nut heart draw here on the turn. It bricks out, and Mike's straight is gonna be good here.
Kathy, you're going to be in my Veronica and Friends in July. It's going to be Veronica and Friends versus Deej. And we're playing. We're going to set up a point system or something.
We are?
No. Me and my crew are setting up a point system versus the Deej guys. And whoever accumulates the most points wins. And the least points has to basically buy the bar tab and everything.
If the points are based on chips put into the pot, not chips dragged from the pot, then I'll give you guys a big edge.
Shut up. We're going to win. I've got Kathy, Gina. Yeah, Gina. I might grab a little Athena.
You stand a very good chance of either completely plowing.
And Valerie.
Oh, wow. Super secret weapon. Super secret
Kathy
weapon.
and Valerie, what? And Gina? Gina could smoke cigars with the mafia. What? Come on. We're gonna beat them. They're gonna be our little. They're gonna be our little
That's one of those
pansies.
spots where you either stand a huge chance of completely running over the game,
We're gonna run
or
them
be completely funding the game.
We're gonna run them over. Those nits. Plus, we'll tip the dealer a lot, so you know how that works.
Steven's gonna make it 35 to go here. King Jack off. Under the gun +3.
Plastica, what's up? She says Gina the grinder, or the crusher. The crusher. That's a totally different thing.
Anthony
Yes.
calls King 5 of diamonds. Kevin comes along with a suited ace as well, and Nat's got pocket sixes.
Kathy said those boys have no chance. They don't. Ace, king, queen on the flop.
Middle pair for both Anthony and Steven. Anthony's got backdoor diamonds. Steven's got a backdoor or got a straight draw.
Kevin flops top.
And backdoor hearts. Kevin leads it. Anthony makes a call. The thing, for Anthony here is that Kevin's never like leading that board with the nuts. Ace on the river gives Kevin trips. It checks to him. No, I'm sorry, Kevin's first to act. Kevin leads 2 1/4 takes down the pot. Yep.
So Kathy says hi, Plastrika. Kathy, you got to get our crew names down. Plastika and Plastrika are 2 different names. Everybody who just joined, make sure you hit the link. Bob, can you put the link up for signing the petition to save the jobs at Stones? It takes 2 seconds. 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Anthony's putting in a little race here to 30. Queen Jack of Hearts. Sign the petition, folks. There's like 500 to 600 jobs affected here at Stones. They want to limit our ability to do some gaming, basically. Woo!
And Nat has picked up Ace King in the small blind. He makes it 110 to go.
And the thing about Nat is he gets paid. He gets paid.
Anthony should be flatting here.
Yeah, he just calls.
His hand's gonna flop well enough over the long run where he should be calling.
Ooh, what
Here
a
we
flop.
go. Anthony, top pair, open into straight draw. Nat, 2 overcards and a gutter.
Drawing to Broadway. And also with a lot of gusto. Tommy Hobo, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. Quite a name. Anthony's raising.
Interesting raise by Anthony. He feels he can get value out of club draws and worse 1-pair straight draw hands. There's not a lot of those combos out there, but as it is, Nat has one of the 1 hands that can call him that's worse.
Tommy Hobo, where are you from? Yeah, Anthony.
500 in the pot on the turn, and Anthony's gonna lead for a lot of it.
Looks like 380. 425.
4 1/4, and I don't see how Nat's gonna check call this. Now, one of the things that Nat might be thinking about is whether or not he can bluff a club. If a club were to fall, could he jam and get Anthony off?
So the outs that you see, he's got 5 outs right now. The outs that you see are the true outs. Anything that's been folded does not count towards his outs. So you can see he's got 2 aces and 3 jacks left. Tommy Hobo, welcome from London, England. Where in London? I've been to London many times. Spent a lot of time in London. I've played poker in London even.
Walt Robert makes a good point here, is that if Nat hits his jack, what's the likelihood he actually gets paid? It would put 4 cards to a straight out there, really cutting off all of his implied odds. And Nat's gonna make a fold. Let's get fold.
Is Nat not playing perfect tonight? Just say it. Just say it. You don't want to say it because you know you don't want
Is
to.
Nat not playing perfect tonight?
Nat is playing pretty much perfect tonight.
Look,
Did you see my tweet? I put a little heart around Nat and I sent it out and I said Nat's got to be like one of my favorite top 3 players on our stream. I'm a big fan of Nat. I'm a fan of poker and you know the type of player that I like.
What I love about Nat is not only is Nat loose and aggressive, but he's thinking.
Very much.
I talked to Nat before the stream about his call down with the King 3 versus
Yeah.
Seth Curry, I'm sorry, in the last game. And the levels that Nat is thinking on there might not be apparent to a lot of players that have watched the stream. Nat's thinking on a lot of about a lot of things that most players that might not be overwhelmingly apparent.
I mean, I think that is apparent to any live stream poker show, especially when you're watching people playing professionally or playing on a regular basis. They might be thinking on many levels that we don't normally think of. Or there might be history between them and another player that we haven't
or other
seen.
like physical tell and or live reads that
Yeah.
we might not pick up on the camera angles or whatever, or like I said, that a player might not know about from history with a player that leads into a decision with the player calling or folding.
Kevin's got kings, raises it to 310. Nat's thinking about it.
So Nat put in a 3-bet on the out of the cutoff to 130 Queen Jack suited. That hand's got so much showdown value. I personally tend to prefer to flat with it. As it is, Nat kind of disguises his range and puts in a 3-bet. Kevin now on the button right behind him. It's at 310 to go. But now Nat's once again in the spot where the hand flops so well, so often, you can almost play it out of position, but you're not in love with it because then stack sizes, your SPR ratio gets like really shallow. It makes it hard to play the hand. As it is, Nat will call.
Magongiaza, buongiorno, my friend from Italy.
5-3 deuce. Nat knows this flop has completely missed Kevin's 4-betting range. But the problem is Kevin's 4-betting range, and as most players' 4-betting ranges will generally consist of really, really big pairs.
Yeah.
The graphics show Kevin on the button. Kevin 4-bet out of the small blind.
Which is huge. Huge.
Players rarely, if ever, do that light.
Yeah.
And I think Nat, even with backdoor spades, he can never, like,
It's one of
repping
those.
pocket fives here is just suicide.
So it's one of those things. They're rarely repping light in the small blind in a 4-bet, just as much as they're rarely bluff raising on the river.
Exactly.
It's one of those things. He's kind of putting his hand face up right now, right?
There's players that will have light 3-betting ranges. Even the most loose aggressive of
But not
players
4-bet.
will rarely have loose 4-betting ranges, let alone loose 4-betting out of the blind ranges.
Exactly, yeah. Early position. You're out of position to everybody.
You rarely find that to be less than Queens plus and Ace King suited.
Fishy's Poker, welcome to the chat. Sandiego Keith. Hello, nice to see you again. My Italian friend is back. He's probably here for you, but, you know.
Buongiorno!
Buongiorno!
Bella Passino!
Wow! What is that? I thought you just knew Boopity Boppity.
Bippity boppity barrel.
Family Guy when he tries to speak Italian, Boopity Boppity.
5-10, no limit hold'em.
Fish's Poker says 130 was such a massive open, absolutely punished by a small 4-bet and a low SPR.
Yes.
Plastica, Jake got laid, so he's wearing his laid. If you were here, we'd get you laid too.
Mike makes it 50 to go here at pocket 9. Steven's gonna come along. King 10 suited out of Reno.
What? 8-10 queen on the flop, 2 diamonds. Mike's got a diamond. So Mike's got a gut shot.
He's not in a great spot. I think it's a spot where Steven is going to check call here, but he'll probably check fold if Mike decides to continue barreling on the turn. As it is, Mike now picks up a lot of equity here. Turns an inside straight draw and diamond draw, and boom, gets there with a diamond. Mike makes a straight flush.
What?
And Steven is going to turn his hand into a bluff and bet 2 1/4.
Bluffing a straight flush is
470
never good.
475, no way. He did not bet 475. It looked like 2 1/4. 275. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, but look at the board. He's got a straight. Or sorry, no, he has a pair. I was looking at Mike's hand.
Yeah. And Mike's gonna make it 5 1/4. I played against Steven in Reno at the WPT Deep Stacks event. He was at my day one table along with Hank Zarnecki, who ended up final tabling the event and ultimately losing to Sean Drake, because that's what players do. That's what players do in tournaments. They lose to Sean Drake.
That's standard, yeah.
Steven played well. He got like really short stacked early in day one and caught a few cards, grinded it back up. I was one of the players who helped him out, who helped him get there along the way.
Because you're a punter for the Raiders, right?
Yes, ultimately yes. There was, yeah, I might have been tilting off a few chips, but Steven played well. He tried me a couple hands, but then he knew that the fish would probably barrel, so.
Doe 7, you need to come down here and play. This place is awesome. Very nice card room. Matt is reaching for raising chips. He's got a ace queen, I believe. No, so this is a 5-10 game. There was no straddle.
Correct. Matt makes it 35 to go, ace queen off, under the gun +1.
And it is Omaha night tonight. We do have double jackpots for Omaha tonight.
Mike's gonna call 6-7 of spades. Steven comes along and defends a big blind, 10 Dewey, and 80's in the hand as well.
I love
Jack
big blind
5-3.
defenders. 10 deuce of hearts defending.
Checks through, hard on the turn,
Steven's picked up a heart draw now.
and inside straight draw. Mike makes a pair of 6s. It checks all the way to him. He feels he can get value out of diamond and or club draws. And he'll make a bet. He makes it 110 to go. Steven comes along, inside straight draw or heart draw. Steven checks quickly. Mike checks back.
Doe 7 said, I'm going to start a petition for more Omaha streams on Stones Live.
Omaha's a beautiful game. Oh, so speaking of which, I want to say it was Benny Glacier. I want to say he won 2 08 bracelets in 1 week at the series.
Yeah, that just shows you how bad the field is, maybe?
No, that shows you how bad someone's crushing 08.
Yeah, compared to him, everyone's
Well, here's
terrible.
the thing about that 08, any limit game, there's the
Are we going to argue about how bad they are and how good he is?
Linda, listen, honey.
Listen, honey, Linda.
Listen. So, in a limit game versus a no limit game or pot limit game, the variance is going to be generally lower because you can't get it in like super good. So, like he took down the 1500 08 on Sunday,
and then 3K 08,
and the 10K 08 championship today.
What did Barber get? Because I know he was selling action.
He didn't cash.
I'm glad I didn't buy.
Wow.
I almost bought.
Way to bring that up.
I'm trying to buy. I text Tuck today, and I was trying to buy a percentage.
No, I actually was looked to buy a piece of Andrew, but by the time I saw the tweet, he was sold out.
Staples for Perez. What's up? Yeah, I'm looking to buy some. I want to buy some action in the main.
You hit me up today.
Action.
You hit me up today.
Yeah. I'm trying to get you.
I'm gonna try. You know, I'll try to get down there. I will. And if I do,
I want to lock up 10%.
You're one of the only players I actually be willing to sell at par.
Wow. Can I lock up 10% then? Right now. Can I lock up 10%?
10 at par?
Well, you just said you'd sell to me at par. I'm trying to like maximize my par. Hey, you got 10% on par. What a sweat. That'll be a nice sweat. You should. Well, I'm not going to talk about what you should sell.
Give away $400. Rivers 6. JJ. River Rat JJ. Running down a dream, hits, trip 6s, and leads into Steven for 125.
Stakes for Press says Pielo is beautiful. Chop poker sucks. Damn rights. No, actually, I love 08. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that, damn rights. I love me some 08.
So I'm sorry, I said Steven let into, or I'm sorry, JJ let in Steven there. Steven actually like made a thin value bet with Jack 8 there for 125, and JJ popped him to 275. And with that sizing, I don't think that that JJ's ever bluffing there. If you're Steven sitting there with Jack 8, you went for thin value. I think almost thinking that Steven would be more likely to call a larger size bet. I don't think Steven does call a larger size bet, but if he was gonna like call a really big bet versus like that sizing's never bluffing. Jack 8's never good versus that sizing. Ever.
Yeah.
In the history of poker.
History? In all of the history of poker?
Yeah, no, you run on every hand ever that's ever been played, like Jack 8's never been good there.
Anthony's flopped a pair, but Matt's got an under pair to the flop, to most of the flop.
I feel like a dick for not like talking to Steven for the stream. Like, hey, remember that guy who gave you all those chips? This guy.
The guy wearing the lei and the blue shirt, button up. JJ's looking at the menu. Everything's good, JJ. Everything's good. Just order anything. If you're just joining us on the stream, click the little heart and follow us, and we'll let you know when we go live. Our cash games run every Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 10 p.m.
Matt bet 95 on the turn. I think he's kind of shutting the hand down. I think it's tough for him to get called by worse. I mean, there's certain inside straight draw club and/or club draws that you can get called by. But I think ultimately Matt was just kind of like, all right, whatever, let's just end this hand now and get on to the next.
Yeah, I say that often.
No, I mean.
Not me.
No. Coming around.
Last game, we basically had like aces and kings and queens and jacks every hand, right?
Yeah, I know. It was a very pinnacle-rich deck.
Yes, it was fun. That was some of the, I would say, some of the best hands we've seen in a while.
Nat makes it 30 to go, king 10 of clubs. Steven comes along out of the cutoff, ace 7 off. Anthony calls on the button, king queen. And ace 3 4s our flop.
Steven's ahead here with an ace. What's up, Woman Rider? Nice to see you. Gets checked to Steven. Steven puts out a bet, 75. And scoops it. By the way, Woman Rider and Plastica, I want you to Twitter me next time you're going to be at Stone's. I'm going to bring you one of my famous desserts because I had their strawberry. I had some of it. Jessica had some of it.
What?
Strawberry cake. They made a strawberry cake, and then the whipped cream. And now we've banned whipped cream in Stone's because of that incident. But I will bring them a dessert. I make pretty good desserts, I have to say. I've been making French pies lately. Really good.
Polish-made French pies.
They're a little different than American pies.
Canadian.
They're open-faced.
Just that.
Yeah, don't.
8-5 Dewey, 2 spades.
Two-Face Man 69. It's just your screen. My hair is not pink.
Jack on the turn hits Anthony. Top. Anthony feels like he maybe can get some value out of flush and or straight combos. He's gonna bet it. AD comes along. Deuce of clubs. AD, who misses inside straight draw. Checks over to Anthony. 290 in the pot, and Anthony is going to go for some value here. Let's see if it's 85, 100, 80. And AD.
He shows him. He shows him the Jags. Jimmy Bluffett said, I'll fly out. Can I have cake? You're supposed to be playing my Veronica and Friends, so you're flying out anyway in August. So yeah, I'll bring some. Well, I won't make cake. I'll make a pie or something Polish, maybe a poppy seed roll. Mustak said he really liked that bet. Super value bet
It is.
by Anthony.
For a player like 80 who can get sticky and can pretty much be like, hey, show me a better hand, oftentimes, if he has any kind of showdown value, it's a good bet. That said, 80 missed a straight draw, so he's never calling down. Stapes for Prez, welcome to the chat if we haven't said so already. I believe that is reference to Jamie Staples. Mike makes it 30 to go off the button, King 10 off. Nat and JJ both come along, Jack 9 and 6-5 respectively. Ace 8-7 is our flop, and JJ's open-ended. Nat, he's got a gutter. It checks all to Mike, who bets 60. JJ calls. As does Nat. Everyone to the turn.
Whoa!
4 on the turn, and JJ gets there.
Bang.
Nat picks up a heart draw to go along with the inside straight draw. It checks through, and Nat gets there.
Oh!
And now JJ leads his straight. The board has paired, but Nat has made his flush.
That's like, what are you betting into me with?
115, and the only player who's not going to call
And the board's
is the only one
paired.
who's played this hand aggressively at all, which is Mike. Nat is hoping that Mike checked an ace behind him for pot control, and has now made trip aces. And Nat's probably going to raise this here. JJ can also have a lot of aces here. Ace 4, ace 5, a lot of ace combos.
That looks like a call.
Everything up, I think everything up to ace 9 suited, JJ can have here. Nat flatted?
Yeah. Do you ever let a player's image affect how you're playing?
All the time, every time?
I think that JJ's image might be a little bit more snug. And Nat, that's the reason why Nat called, because maybe he had a boat there.
So the thing about that is after Mike raises the button and JJ flats out of the small blind and check calls Mike c-bet, JJ's gonna have a lot of aces there.
Yeah.
And after it goes which he's gonna check on the flop with, and will probably check through the turn. And when he makes trip aces, even though hearts get there,
Yeah.
he's solo probably gonna lead trip aces for value. And I think Nat might have, in retrospect, Nat might have missed a little value there had JJ had.
Maybe he put him on a boat.
I think that's too specific. I mean, is he really playing two pair or set that slow?
That's true. That's true. That's true, Jake. Looks like Matt and AD both have ace queen. 2 a flop. King 10-7. 1 spade.
They both flop inside straight draws. Mike's got the only pair.
1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart. I don't know why I just gave spade credit.
And Matt, he bets 160 here.
Waprai, I am banned from nearly everything. It's my fault. I take the blame.
Nat has not folded. Nat I feel he really wants to go with his read here, which is that Matt missed.
But he's out of position, and there's 2 other people in the hand. Heads up, it might be a different story.
I agree. 80 calls.
You agree?
I felt myself say that, and I felt dirty inside.
I know.
8 of diamonds on the turn. Nothing changes. 730 in the pot. 80 checks. Matt checks back. I think it's a good check back by Matt. 3 of hearts on the river. It's gonna go check here. Same. Matt feels that on the turn there he does not have a lot of fold equity versus AD, and so he's going to check back and just try to realize his inside straight draw as often as he can. And when it bricks, same thing.
Checking back to own souls.
Well, here's the thing about it. He's ahead of all the other straight draws as it is.
Yeah.
Even though he can get value out of the other straight draws, you're also going to be beat often enough with any kind of all the one pair hands that 80's going to call you down with, that checking back is more plus EV than barreling the turn. Versus other opponents that Matt might try to get off of a 10 or king, somewhere weird king 9, king jack, where you can barrel turn, barrel river. Against 80, I don't feel that Matt's going to try that. I think Matt's just going to try to realize what little equity he feels he might have, and let the cards fall where they may.
No, I like that. I like that check back by Matt.
But go back to what you say. You can tell by Nat's hesitancy to fold the flop that he felt something was going on there with that hand. I don't know if he picked up some physical on Matt or what, but he did not want to fold that hand there. It wasn't like Matt
Folding's not easy.
Or Nat thought like, oh my god, Queen 8 might be good here, but he just thought like, I might be able to do something there, and Matt might just like let it go. But for him, like I said, realizing fold equity versus AD, like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
80's MO.
We got a straddle. $25 straddle.
Game's
it's a
getting live.
5, 10, 25 game. Steven came from Reno to play.
Steven. He played ace jack really well against me.
You sound bitter.
No.
Not at all, right?
Well, no, I'm bitter myself because I knew he was playing well, and he probably knew that I was spewing a little bit at the time. I was a little bit frustrated with some hands that hadn't gone my way, and I really took a really thin spot to try to get him off of a pair.
Man, Golas asked if you'll be playing in Europe this year.
Next year.
Next year. Next year you can take all his American money.
Yeah.
Nat raises to 115. Looks like actions on Mike. He's folding.
It's going to be through. Ace 4 does not play very well when you flat. Also another one of those hands that's kind of 3-better fold oftentimes. Woman Rider says they got stones on the big screen. When I'm not commentating these nights,
I watch it on the big screen.
It's what I do, yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why would you just watch it on the computer?
Bowl of popcorn.
Popcorn? I'm talking ribs and potato salad and like food, man.
You're
food.
It's just like a Southern American.
I love food. We eat ribs in Poland. We just spice them a little differently. We don't put barbecue sauce on them.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I take that back. I make some of my own homemade barbecue sauce.
And then the fire department gets called?
They didn't this time.
That's nice.
Matt, under the gun +1, makes it 35 to go. Super secret cards.
Jeremy the Virus, if you'd like to be a commentator, since you think you could maybe do a better job, we're taking auditions for new commentators, if you can do better. Flop is King 10.
We now see Matt's hand. He's got ace jack. He bets 45. Takes down the pot.
Jeremy the Virus will be auditioning. Justin, our tournament director, will be waiting for your video. We appreciate your time. I will be there, he said. Awesome. Where's Kevin been? I haven't seen him in a little while.
Kevin's been laying low. Hasn't played a lot of hands so far.
His wife saw him on the stream, yelled at him. She thought he was going to the grocery store, gone for 3 hours. Mike's got king, queen, under the gun +1. It's in a little raise. Nat, not one to be shy, puts in a call with Jack 10. I love me some Jack 10. I'd marry Jack 10. Put a nice suit on Jack 10. I'd do that.
Robert comes along with pocket 5s as well. Anthony's in the hand, out of the big blind, calls queen 10. We're gonna have 4-way to the flop. 9, 10, 3. Anthony hits top pair with a queen kicker. Nat also hits top pair. Mike's got 2 overs and an inside straight draw. And Robert has missed his little set mining experiment. Checks through, and 5 on the turn smacks Robert.
As we like to say, disco.
Disco.
It's all of your faults for not protecting your hand.
Anthony bets, Mike calls with inside straight draw. Action on Nat, top pair, jack kicker. It's not an easy overcall. Act normal. And there's Robert. Act normal, act normal, act normal, act normal. And Nat is cutting out a raise. Anthony bets 65, gets called for Mike, and Nat makes 205 to go.
Wow.
Robert is way out in front here.
And Robert knows there's no straight right now. There's no flush.
And right now,
Is
Nat's
putting
got to be
out a
thinking
raise
like,
good? Are you going to get value out of a straight draw? That's the only thing you're going to get value out of.
Nat thinks he can get a player to fold a better 10, which he did.
No, I'm talking about. Oh, Robert just called. Sorry, I thought Robert put in a raise.
No, Robert flatted.
Okay.
Beautifully. Nat checks. Robert puts out a quick. How much did he bet there? I didn't see the river. Tell me Robert didn't check that bad.
I think he did.
Jesus, Robert. In Robert's defense, Nat is one of the players who might raise a straight draw, an inside straight draw, and then go to check raise turn. But like, I just think that the way the hand is played, I don't think that's the hand that Nat's ever doing that with. If Nat were to raise a straight draw and then go to check raise river when he gets there, I don't think the way that hand played out, you can ever count on that. Tell me Robert didn't
I think
check.
he flatted.
Did he really check back river?
I didn't see a bet.
I know, neither did I. And I'm just trying to like believe within myself.
You believe that the camera angles are incorrect. We just didn't see it properly. You want to believe in God. There is no God. It's hard for you right now to believe that. It's hard for you to come to terms with your own death.
I'm good with doing it. I'm just not good at. I'm just not good at not evaluating trip fives.
A
or set of fives.
parallel way of thinking. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's where we're going. You know, comparison, a simile.
Yeah.
Did we say hello to Jeremy the Virus?
Yes, we did. Bunch of players trying to limp along here. Steven makes 35 to go out of the hijack.
Yeah, Mustak said that he checked it back.
Gross. We're gonna have 3 reaction to the flop.
Oh no, Jeremy the Virus says that we're awesome now. Now he's a leaf and he's turned new. His
Jack
leaf has
7-7.
turned.
Robert hits top pair. Nat misses his 3s. We don't know what Steven's got yet. As it is, it checks to him. He bets 75 and Robert calls. Robert should be ahead here most of the time. Oh, and Nat dumped 3s. Ah, gross. 3 of spades on the turn. Robert picks up a spade draw to go along with this, and Robert gets spades. And now he's going to lead into Steven. With Steven's line, I don't think he's ever calling there. Then again, I don't think he's ever betting as a bluff there either. When he checks back turn, he should have some sort of showdown value. It's kind of one of the spots where if you check, he's never betting. If you bet, he's never calling. Kind of a stupid hand. If you're Robert, like you hate it. You know you're good, but you also know it's rare if ever that you're getting value there. Yeah. Like you're getting value out of like other Jack X combos that decided to bet the
maybe
no you're getting value almost out of like
nothing.
Queen Jack. That's it. Queen Jack, King Jack.
If you're new to our stream, click the little heart. Somewhere on the stream, there's a little heart. Usually it's on the top right or bottom right. And follow us, and we'll let you know when we go live. Every Monday and Wednesday.
And if you want to keep seeing us going live, you need to help protect California Card Room jobs by clicking on the link that you will soon see in the chat box. Help support...
Not jabs, jobs.
Jabs.
Jabs too.
There it is. Protectjobs.calgaming.org. Help support your local police and fire departments. Help support local California Card Room jobs.
President Kanye says Robert has his own style for sure. However, he's still sitting on 3.4K.
Fun card on the turn gives both players a diamond draw. Nats bets with his pair and diamond draw.
Which means he's still doing well.
Inside royal draw for Nat. Because the only royal draws are inside draws. 125 from Steven and Nat. There's a lot of worse hands I can call. There's also a lot of hands that got you notched. 9 on the river. Nats, queens are good. Nat is rarely, if ever, getting called by worse if he leads here. I would expect him to check call a lot of what Steven does. Steven's gonna check back, give up the pot. We haven't seen a royal yet on the live stream, have we? We've seen straight flushes. Tonight we saw a straight flush.
Yeah.
We've yet to see a royal.
I think it'll be a little bit of time before we see one.
I don't think it's as
You just
much.
got the Simpson, like, that dog that had the eyes going back and forth.
I didn't watch that. As much live poker as I've played, I don't think I've ever made a live royal.
I have. In
Whatever.
like a $20 tournament. It was so worth it. Pissed me off.
You're a mess.
I think we'll have a bad beat eventually on the live stream, but I think it'll be in like 2-3 years. When you and I are on ESPN and like making big bucks. That was me swimming in money. Did you see that? Yeah. 80 raises to 35 with a 10-8 suited. Oh, love that hand. Love it. Steve calls with an ace-8 off. Nat's not going anywhere. He's got a suited jack. Kevin calls in the big line.
10-7-5, 2 diamonds. Kevin's got diamonds. 80 hits top pair. AD leads 50, Kevin calls. Queen on the turn gives Kevin an inside straight draw to go along with his diamond draw. AD's gonna charge him to get there. 75 to go.
Ah,
Disco.
yeah.
Diamond on the river. And Kevin's gonna get dirty and check to 80. 80 checks back, not falling for it.
Good check back by AD. Not falling for the trap, not getting trapped.
Really hard for 80 to get called by worse. I mean, 80 is one of the guys who can go within value, but it's really hard for 80 to get called by worse.
Great
there.
check back.
I mean,
Yeah.
10-7's got you beat. 10. I mean, what's 10-6? Is the pair of sevens really going to hero you down there? I just don't see it.
Tie-dye panda. How you doing? What is... Okay.
I'm making it better. I'm fixing it.
I have to go to the restroom, the little ladies' room. You're gonna have to hold on this next
I got
hand.
it. Shut it down. So the game's 5-10. I think AD has a $25 straddle on, if I'm not mistaken, and Steven makes it 75 to go. We can't see what he had. I'm alive. 80 calls 50. King 8-4. 80 and Steven heads up. 80 checks. Steven hits 125 and 80 quickly calls. 5 of diamonds on the turn. Really doesn't change the board texture too much. The 6-7 got there, but that's about it. Check, check. 9 on the river. Oh, baby. Justin says that Jake's allergic to Monica being gone. I am. She is my boothie, and I love her. 80 leads, and Steven quickly gets out of the way. Thank you, Jimmy Buffett. $80 is probably good with his 9s as it was leading up to that point. So we are playing 5-10 no limit hold'em tonight. It's been a good game. Mike in the middle position. He makes it 40 to go. Ace jack off. Nat picks up 7s right behind him. He's gonna call.
I also got laid
Good for you.
on my way out.
That was quick.
I know, right? Just a few minutes.
Brittany gets it done.
Brittany's the woman.
Heads up. Ace 6-5. Mike leads his ace. Bet 75. Nat's gonna either try to decide to turn his hand into a bluff here or let it go. No, he's gonna opt for the latter and let it and call. Hitting 7s might be good here. He also has backdoor spades, which he does pick up on the turn.
Now, if
Mike
you're checked
checks.
to here by Mike, are you thinking, okay, he probably doesn't have an ace? And he's, or he has an ace and he's worried about the
I
spade?
think Nat would have won more often if he would have bet the turn. Even though Nat thinks he has some showdown value there with the 7s, I think he wins more often if he bets the turn. Mike now bets his ace, 100 on the turn. So Two-Faced Man 69 says raise the pocket sevens. I disagree with that. As deep as those players are, I think it's definitely more profitable in the long run to be flatting sevens and set lining there than disguising your hand and turning your hand into a bluff almost with sevens there. I think it's too deep to be re-raising sevens. Pre, that is.
He calls.
I mean, wow, Nat calls sevens.
Tie-Dye Panda says this is his new favorite poker stream. Thank you, Tie-Dye Panda. We love you too. "1011er, welcome to the chat. I know, I've renamed him. He's not LOLer. He's 1011er.
1011er.
I've renamed all of you. Do7, Plastica, 1011er. They're all my peeps.
I do think if Nat could have that hand back at all, he would have had it like betting on the turn. Yes, he picks up a lot of equity by picking up the spade draw on the turn. However, if the board comes with the seven of spades there, even though yes you do pick up equity, if you get there with the seven of spades and you're good, how often is worse ever calling you? I think you definitely make more money in the hand, like trying to get your opponent off better, betting the turn, repping spades, and or like as a fallback, hey, I have some outs there if he does like to check call me there.
At some point, though, you have to think, is my opponent just going to get sticky no matter what I do? Am I even going to bother with this story?
I mean,
because you are essentially turning your sevens into a bluff.
yes, but it's you're kind of merging there. I mean, and it's not really a merge, but like, I mean, king queen folds, but you can get value out of, let's say, king queen king jack with a spade.
You mean a merger like a combo bet, like you could get better to fold and worse to call?
Yes. So pocket tens probably folds there. Two red tens fold. But king queen or king jack with a spade might check call.
Yeah.
You're not getting an ace to fold there a lot, which Mike had. So I mean, if you want to be results oriented, I mean, yeah, it's a good check back because you can realize the equity versus the ace jack there. But like overall against the entire range of hands that Mike might have, I think Nat's more profitable when he bets.
Yeah.
Mucho.
Are we we're high-fiving a large
We're
amount?
agreeing too much.
Our high-five VPIP is really high.
We were better when we were arguing.
When we hated each other for like 3 months.
Oh god, it was so good.
It was good,
I was like,
bad,
we'd walk out here, I like splash water in your face and we'd be dumb broad, and you were like, you Neanderthal, and then we like wrestled in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So much better.
Jeremy
so
the
much better.
Virus, who hated us when he first got on, said we were crap. Now asks me if I love him. Obviously I do, because I love abuse. Like I love you. Obviously I love abuse. I love men who pull my hair. My husband pulls
Poker
my
players
hair.
are masochists, and it's unnatural to not love the abuse, to not love the hate.
Right? Like, I love
We're all
getting
cutters.
too outed.
No, too
No,
soon.
we're not all cutters. No.
Okay, too soon. Matt makes it 35 to
Your long
go.
sleeve, cover your wrist.
Matt makes 35 to go under the gun. King 10 suited. Nat comes along 10-8 off. AD's got a beautiful hand on the button to flat with, and 9-10 of clubs. Steven can't call with computer hand, and Anthony will likely defend here as he does Queen 9 of spades, and we will have a 4-way to the flop.
E1CNR asks a good question. Does protecting card room jobs means you are against online? No.
No, not at all.
Those
not
are
at
two
all.
different things.
Those are. I really feel like being for card room jobs and online poker are synonymous.
AD, I think, flops about as nuts as you can on this flop.
And Matt's got an inside. I'm sorry. Matt's got a heart draw. Anthony has an inside straight draw. AD's open-ended. Let the chips fly. You know what? When the poker boom happened and online poker got big as well, we saw a huge influx in the brick and mortar card rooms as well. What's good for poker is good for poker and the gaming and card room industry, period.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with online poker. It has to do with casinos trying to shut down card room ability to
well-funded local interest groups trying to shut down mom and pop card rooms,
Yeah.
California card rooms.
that employ
and-
hundreds and hundreds of
and
people.
tax revenue that goes to the police and fire departments as well. I mean,
I think tax revenue, yeah, is part of it, yes, but there are so many people employed here that have families that depend on this income that would lose their jobs.
Anthony, when in doubt, turn it into a bluff, baby.
Matt
That's
folds the best
130,
hand.
and 80 cannot call.
Chip Tractor, what's up? Welcome to the stream.
Anthony with the least amount of equity on the flop. Scooping pots. It's come a long way.
Scooping pods.
It's kind of a big deal.
He's our table ninja. He's actually not what I thought he would be when he started out with the stream. And like I said this before,
You're judging the man because he had glasses?
shut up. He came in here specifically not to play and be famous and show off to his girlfriends, which he's got like 7, I heard. He came here specifically to learn and to improve his game.
To
And
learn
if-
about himself, you know.
If you really want to improve
analyze
your
yourself.
game, get to Stones and watch yourself play. It is amazing what you will learn about yourself. And if you're legitimately wanting to improve it and make more money, this is a good way to do it.
It really is.
Because you can actually spend thousands of dollars sending video footage of yourself playing to a professional for them to analyze it, or you could have us do it for free.
Yeah, what I love about that is that watching yourself play as often as you have hasn't stopped you from realizing all your negative equity at all times.
Barreling.
Barreling.
The thing is, there's gamble in my blood.
Force trauma.
There's gamble in my blood. I can't stop.
I love that you're like, shut up, she's like, you know what? Or you just hit him with a stick.
Or the sun's gonna burn out. And we will just be a cold rock floating through space.
King 6-4. Steven, who somehow got mixed up in his hand on the button with King 8 off, flops the best of it. He's gonna bet, even though it's hard for him to get called with worse.
Two-Face Man, I used to live in Edmonton. I know all the Calgary card rooms. I've been to all of them.
Kevin Chet calls
Deerfoot.
sevens.
All of them.
Queen of Hearts on the turn.
Doesn't change anything.
Steven is gonna keep trying to extract here.
Insta-fold from Kevin.
Not having it. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, protecting California card room jobs, supporting this
important.
industry, and it's for me, like I said, it's supporting the poker, the gaming community industry
I was
as a whole.
scratching my wig and my glasses started to move.
You're such a mess. No, it's all good. It's like that's what I don't get. Why some people not to be named here, Sheldon Adelson. I really don't get like how those players can be opposed to like online poker and or but yet have live gaming industries, because the two for me really kind of like have to coexist, and really they support each other. I mean, when the poker boom happened and online poker exploded and got big,
But the poker
those
room
players
has fizzled out.
no, I mean yes. It's not what it was, but what I'm saying is it's that supporting one is not opposing the other, as the question was posed to us. Ever. Yes? No? Hey, remember that time I just rambled on for a little while?
Yeah.
Just
Did I
now?
stop listening? Yeah.
Hand in action here. Steven makes it 35 to go out of the cutoff. Anthony comes on King 3 off in the button. I don't know what Anthony's doing here.
Daniela in the chat, what is up, my friend? If you guys want to see Daniela play, she was on my very first Veronica and Friends game, which was a blast.
Played very well. Daniela
Wow.
played very well in that
Near perfect, right?
game. I told her after the stream.
You need to be a cash game player.
Yeah, kick
Get rid
rock
of that limit
tournaments.
too.
Don't
Get rid of
stop
limit.
playing limit. Stop playing
3-6
tournaments.
limit, right?
Danielle plays everywhere, like all these games, but like no limit cash games. And like Justin immediately was like, quit stealing my players.
Jake 3D9 wants to know if this is live. Jake, tell him if this
I'm
is
not
live.
falling for it.
Jake is actually a friend of mine. We chatted it up a little bit on Twitter. a good guy. And Jig wants to know if it's live.
Not.
I love it. Jig got him like every time for like 7 months.
We're live on a 25-minute delay. No, I just can't. Kevin makes it 55 to go, under the gun +1 in pocket fours. Steven flats in the hijack, heads up to the flop. It's gonna be hard for Kevin to extract value out of position here with the fours. King 7 deuce.
Check, check.
9 on the turn. King on the river. Now Kevin's got to feel he's got the best hand here, but what are you getting worse to call you? And that goes back to like I said, like playing those hands. And okay, I'm all for playing your entire range from every position around the table in an aggressive manner. Just get some chips in the pot, sure. But
Sorry,
it's so,
are we talking about poker?
It's so hard to extract value with those type of hands, unless it's a setup
In
game.
early position?
Yeah, out of position like that with small pocket pairs. Even believe it or not, suited connectors. You know how much I love my suited connectors, but like playing them from up front, out of position, it's just so hard to extract value.
We've told you to stop the crack. You can't. You're addicted. The suited
I'm not
connectors.
gonna like 3-4 suited under the gun. Like how am I not gonna raise there?
If there's a lot of people in the pot, I'm in. I don't care. I don't care if I'm in the small blind.
I don't. Let me tell what you do when you're hurt, when you're weak. I'm not weak. I can do it myself.
I can pretend I'm hurt and weak in the forest.
I don't get it.
DO7 wants to know, is the chat live?
I'm not falling for it.
We got a hand. AD raises to 35 with pocket fives. Anthony in the hijack calls. Cold as mother, he calls. JJ's calling for 30. And Nat is in the hand. 4 to a flop.
Queen deuce straight, 2 diamonds. Anthony flops diamonds. JJ top pair, jack kicker. Nat also has diamonds.
Has him out diamond.
Got a notch. He's got a notch.
They're asking if I look like someone on Scooby-Doo. No, it's Pinky in the brain. Ace on the turn.
Gives 80 an inside straight draw. And there is life to all players seeing the river card. And 80's gonna barrel it. I love it. 80 on the turn. 80 from AD. I can say that, right? Anthony calls diamonds. As does Nat. And Jesus, Queen Jack folded? Nine on the river. Anthony makes a pair.
How does Anthony scoop this? It's so weird.
He accidentally made a pair along the way. Oops.
Anthony called his mother. She said, win the hand at any cost, so he made a pair. Stack's back. He wants a recap of everything.
Cards, barrels, checks, bets, and turns.
If you guys want to watch a fun game, our Monday's stream was phenomenal.
It was really good.
Like,
It was really
if
good.
I could ask our Monday stream to marry me, I would, and I'd give it like a 1 carat ring. I would. Go back. You can watch all of our videos for free. You don't have to subscribe. Go back and watch Monday's game. Are you okay? We don't have a subscription. Don't start coughing.
It's really strong water.
Are you putting something in your water?
It's really strong water.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Husker 951. Did we say hello to you? Welcome to the chat. Hello. We got a game going on. Nat on the button calls with an ace due off. Ace Dewey off.
Steven opened up our action here under the gun +2 with the 35. Can't see his cards. We haven't seen a lot of Steven's cards tonight. I don't know what's going on there. JJ calls. 80's in the hand as well, and Nat, as aforementioned. 4, 5, 6.
Wow. 80's
Open-ended for 80.
80's blocking Nate's straight draw. gutter. Great drums, 916. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Three on the turn. No.
Everyone comes along here.
Wow.
Queen on the turn. JJ, who put it in a positional bet on the flop, is likely going to check back here.
Goons and Goblins, welcome to the chat. I was gonna say Gozan Goblins. Gozan Goblins.
And Mike, it wasn't JJ in the hand. So we're not going to worry about JJ with a Jack 9. It's Mike in the hand, who now bets 315 on the turn. And that is a kick rocks, get off my pot bet.
Suck it, Trebek bet. That's what I call it. Now, Jeremy the Virus has changed his mind. He doesn't hate us anymore. Now he said, okay, Jake and Veronica, I was wrong about you guys. Entertaining. And I like the show more than the bike. We've reformed another troll, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do. We are a rehab facility for trolls. We bring them in. We bring them into our bosom.
We make the best out of the worst.
We make the best out of the worst. I comfort them in my bosom, and then I let them go into the world.
If you love something, set free.
To love somebody like I love you.
We have a lot of problems, but you know what? I think we also have a lot of support too.
We do, yeah. We're a great support system. Like I love you.
Hands in action. Looks like Mike limps along here with the ace-4. I'm not in love with it. Matter of fact, I kind of hate everything about it. But
I don't know if everyone knows, you can straddle up to half of your stack under the gun. Just to let you know.
And we can run it 3 times.
And you can run it 3 times. And you can hunt. Rabbit hunt.
We can rabbit hunt. Tip the dealer to rabbit hunt. Queen 9-6.
Woo!
Open-ended for Nat. He also has backdoor clubs. I think this is a spot where Nat on the button should be raising a lot here. 60 from JJ. And I'd like to see Nat put in a raise here.
You're gonna get value out of a queen, out of a 9, out of 2 pair.
You also folding's a positive result. You have no showdown value with your Jack high. And if you can get better to fold, that's also a good result for you. As it is, Nat flats.
Yeah.
7 on the turn.
Doesn't change anything. Actually, that's still ahead. He doesn't know it.
And JJ is going to double barrel this. The hard part for Nat is not raising the flop. And so now I think raising the turn, although it might look stronger overall to flatten and raise, it's really gonna get kind of awkward here.
1011er, no, we don't do Mississippi straddle at stones. Now, is JJ going to be able to barrel 3 streets? That's the thing. I find a lot of people give up on the river.
So, and here's the thing about that. We saw Nat in the last stream on Monday call down with just a pair of 3s in a monster pot.
Nat's got the best hand. But can he call? Can he call with Jack high?
He can't. But if you're JJ and you think that Nat might have got sticky with a hand like Queen 10,
The hand that
like
he
that.
got sticky with.
Queen 10.
No, like a Jack 10, like open-ended.
No, I'm
because
saying,
Queen
but
10's
if-
gonna call him.
No, I'm saying,
JJ, Queen 10's gonna call JJ. Okay.
If you're JJ and Nat might have got sticky on the turn of the hand like Queen 10 off, even though you're not in love with that hand, he's not folding river oftentimes.
And Nat knows something's up. Like, he's sitting here thinking about this.
Yeah, no, make no mistake, this is not a Hollywood by Nat. Nat is legitimately thinking if he can get JJ off here.
This will be so sick if he calls. This.
I don't think you can ever call here. I think you can raise. I think you can I don't think you could ever flatten Jack high.
This is why we love him in this game. Ah, raising
Nat
chips.
for president.
Nat for president. Nat, if you do this, I'm voting for you for president.
He's doing it.
Oh, Nat! Nat!
Flat raise.
Oh, sickness. This is a sickness.
Mark Scott there, Trip Queens are there.
Sure, we know it's you.
JJ can do nothing but fold.
JJ, like a little schoolgirl, and Nat's the Catholic teacher, just smacking him around with a ruler.
This hand, we
Oh!
know Nat's bluffing. Nat's bluffing this hand, but against that, from JJ, like JJ can never rebluff. That
Yeah.
line flat raise, that sizing is never a bluff, except Nat. He's got every gear in the game.
Again, Nat, he's the 1% left. He is the 1%. The 1% that can bluff or raise the river. God, I love Nat. How do you not, like, how is he not our president? How is he not the head of the world?
Ship it.
Ship it, right? Poker's legal everywhere. All kinds. Oh, Nat.
That would be Nat's,
That was
that would be
sick.
Nat's campaign slogan. It would be, remember that time, Jack 10?
Yeah. Jack 10 for Prez. Except Nat.
Nat.
Stapes for Prez says standard. And Yoti Joe said spankins. Yep.
D7 is at this table. Who else is capable of bluff raising river?
80.
I think that Anthony, with the adjustments he's made in his game and his image exploitation, Anthony, I think, is a player who might be able to bluff raise some river here.
No, I think Anthony's changed up a lot of his game, Anthony. He's changed up a lot of his game, but the bluff raising the river takes a certain kind of, a little bit of crazy, a little bit of, I'm just gonna say it, a little bit of fobbiness, okay?
Matt's capable of bluff raising
I'm a
river.
fob. I was not born here, okay?
So
And we have gamble in our blood. It takes a little bit of craziness that maybe Anthony doesn't have.
This is good here. JJ picks up kings now, and players might think that JJ might be steaming a little bit.
Us Polacks, man, we got the gamble. Dice in the back alley. 7-8-4, all hearts. 80's got the only
JJ
heart.
has no heart in his hand.
And 80's not going anywhere.
Oh, 80 went for chips for a minute. He like reached and then checked.
I feel like 80's kind of had a little bit of a rough start, and he's maybe hesitating.
He's not done yet. He'll break some hearts for the night's over. 3 on the turn gives an inside straight draw to Steven. It checks through. Steven makes a pair on the river. 80 bricks out. JJ's kings are good. But the board is a one-liner to a straight. 85.
125 in this pot. I think 80's not even interested. Not even interested.
Watt Bry in the chat box. I brought up earlier. Benny Glaser winning the 1500 08 and the 10K 08 back-to-back. 2 bracelets, 1 week in 1 game.
Amazing.
That is end boss.
End boss?
Yeah, like in the gaming, like when you like finish all the levels, like you get down to, like the one like final boss in the game to try to beat. Like that's Benny Glaser in the 08. Like if you think you can crush 08, like at the end of all roads is Benny Glaser, and it's 2 bracelets in 1 week in the 08, and that's who you have to beat if you want to really beat the guy.
Sorry, I bought a pair of shoes and they're cutting off my circulation, and now I know why they were on sale. I can't focus when my feet aren't breathing.
Do you know you don't wear chucks at all, do you?
Chucks?
Chucks.
What are chucks? No. I don't wear that stuff.
You don't wear chucks? You used to be a skater and you didn't wear chucks?
No, I wore, what is it called? Pumas. I wore Pumas when I used to skate.
Canadian.
And they were very expensive. When I used to kick flip, I used to get them all scratched up on one side of my right foot.
3-way action.
6-4. Flops a nice little open-ended. 5 pairs the board. Now there's a heart draw.
Eddie's
For
gonna try to
nobody.
get value out of his.
For nobody.
80 bets 100, and he's gonna get value from Steven straight draw. 9 on the turn. Check, check. 80's 10s are good. Vance, that was the hint. Like I was.
My stack said the fob is showing through not knowing chucks. I've never heard them called chucks.
Converse, Chuck Taylors, Converse shoes.
Just Converse. I've never heard them called chucks.
What?
Never. In
And-
Canada, no one called them chucks.
Because Canada is still like what? It's 2016, right?
Third world country.
So Canada is like, they're almost like 1999 by now, right?
Yeah.
Almost. Are they? Is the whole like Y2 scared, like Y2K thing, like freaking
Yeah,
them out
Y2
right now?
scared, yeah.
Y2K like freaking them out right now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, eh? Like, what's gonna happen up there?
All I know
You
is that last time I checked, a girl that I graduated university with, she said they're still on paper charting. Like they're still on paper. Like they don't have computer systems yet in the hospitals.
So yes.
it's funny 'cause
so
it's
in a few
true.
years, you'll start getting phone calls like, yeah, I know. So they're taking like the skater shoes and they're calling them Chucks, eh?
Yeah, I know. My friends will be giving me updates.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we had in grade 5, Converse were big. Like you'd wear 2 different colored Converse. That was big for a little bit.
But they didn't call them Chucks.
We called them Converse.
Sure, but
No
okay.
one called
All
them
right,
Chucks.
All right.
No one called them Chucks.
I'm not judging you. I'm just
Ace 7 Queen on the flop. You're judging me.
I'm just judging you.
You're just judging me.
Yeah. Gotta have a breakfast.
Goons and Goblin says you know nothing. I know.
Eh?
There was no one else to take my job at the time. 8 of spades on the turn, checked around, 9 of diamonds on the river. Queen ships. I'm trying to convince you to get into the main.
I know.
I already locked up 10%.
You're right. I should play the main. The main is the rarest of rare tournaments where
It's a bird.
at a 10K price point, it is a super fishy field. It is very plus
Because
EV.
everybody and their dog have been playing all year to get a main event seat with like their home games and their leagues and their
Survivor
run rooms
Series.
and the Survivor Series. Jake's gonna do very well though.
I would love for Jake to make a really, really deep run, get some
Wouldn't it be
TV
sick?
time,
Wear
right?
Stones gear. We need to get Stones Live patches.
How does that not a thing yet? Justin,
Justin, get us some Stones Live patches. Put Jake and Veronica pictured on them with the lays. This is a limp pot, ladies and gentlemen. King, Queen, 7 on the
big
flop.
flop for JJ. Inside straight flush draw.
Senior Jake.
Flop right. Oh god. It's good to have good friends. JJ bets 40. And he doesn't mind that result. Jack High does not show down very well. And yeah, you scoop every pot that they fold.
That's the plan.
So
Satellites,
I should play the main.
Satellites, man.
I'll see what I can do.
Satellites.
Like I can't dry fire at 10K right now. I just can't.
No, you can dry fire 90% of it though, because I've got 10% of you. What happened to our like explosions?
1,000 on 11.
If there ever is and there was an event, I'd dry fire 10K.
All right.
You got me like-
All right, you're gonna start talking like an old man. Let me tell you what your
right.
problem is, man. No one gets me. No one gets me but you.
Back in my day, we used to flat ace
Look,
queen.
look.
Now all you internet
Here's-
kids are 3-betting.
Here, I think you should sell 40% and then get a satellite. Win your way in, which is a super.
Conversely, no, you have to satellite first, then sell 40%. You don't sell 40%, then satellite. That'd be.
Either way, you gotta play. Either way, you gotta play. But if you satellite
I'll probably play the
in,
main.
sell 40%, You'll make a little bit of a profit and kind of free roll.
I think
If you
your
satellite
math
into
is
300, if you
atrocious.
satellite into with $350 to satellite into a 10K event, and you've sold 40%, you're not going to make a profit.
No, hey, well, first of all,
Whoa! Math is atrocious.
When you say satellite in, I was expecting you to say satellite in in a 1K or an 1100.
No, you do a $350 satellite.
Kick rocks.
No, it's like I don't know how many people they get in those satellites, but 7, 10, 10 on the flop.
Just ship a 1 in
very-
30 satellite. Listen.
Very easy field. Linda.
No,
Linda.
egregiously easy, but like a 1 in 30 satellite as a test. The room will testify. One of the best satellite players in the area. Whatever. Like
I am
one in
a
30.
great mid-level satellite player. I am a great.
My satellite record
Had
is.
I not gone into any
anomaly.
tournaments with my satellite winnings, I would be a gazillionaire. Oh, 5K, 6 max, let's go.
My satellite percentage is not real. Like that's not even a thing, but it is.
Oh, so then you're not going to
But,
play
like-
the main event then, Mr.
But
Satellite.
that said, those, that's taking down 1 in 5s, 1 in 10s.
AD,
Satellite strategy, a 1 in 30 is effectively the same as a regular tournament where you're trying to get top.
are you playing the main event or not?
Probably.
Okay, god damn it. Pardon me, for those of you who believe.
What happened in the last few hands?
They all folded.
There were probably like 4K bots who were really just blabbed about the main event.
Helicopter said, why would you not keep 100% of yourself? It costs you $365 to satellite in. Don't say that because he doesn't listen to me when I say it, so he won't listen to you when you say it. It looks like Matt's put in a race of 30 and Nat's clicked back, raising to 85 with a 3-4 off. And this is Nat, ladies and gentlemen. And Matt's not taking it.
Here comes the little 4-bet.
God, this game. God, how do you not love this game? How do you not love this game? And you know what? Nat loves this game. Nat smiled at Matt. And Nat's not giving up. Nat's like, you're not going to 4-bet me and get me off of my hand. It's not going to happen that easily.
Matt woke up with a 4-bet or fold or fold or fold or fold or fold type hand, and he elects the 4-bet.
Ace Queen 7 misses Matt. I think Nat. I'd lead into Matt. Checked around.
Call me crazy. I think Matt actually thinks his king high has value here.
E1CNR says go start a GoFundMe page. For not even percentages, just donations.
Matt bets 270.
And Nat's not giving up here. The thing is though, if he takes too long, Matt will have alarms going off. Nat needs to pull the trigger now or not at all. That's what I think. No? He looks like he's wearing that classic Samsung new watch.
So hard to be ahead of Matt's 4-betting range. As crazy as it sounds, I think Matt actually feels that king high is good here a huge percentage of the time.
Wow, so much. 2 craptacular hands, and you can see the hands mean nothing. And he shows.
Matt shows. Oh, wow. What
And
a
he gives the dealer a
sick-
$25 tip. Rub it in! Just rub it in, and Nat loves it. Actually, Nat loves this. Nat loves a good meta
No,
game. He doesn't
nothing-
want someone that's sitting there waiting
Matt
for
doesn't
aces.
want to sit around at a table and play with a bunch of people
ABC.
who are just gonna play ABC poker.
He
all
wants
day.
people clicking back at him. He likes the
Let's
challenge.
get several levels deep here and see
Yes.
who comes out on the other end.
I love it. That was such a good hand. Oh, and then cookies.
And then cookies. And then cookies.
We give away free warm cookies here at Stones. So if that's not enough to bring you here, I don't know what is. Look, everyone's eating cookies.
I've had her cookies. They are delicious.
She's a nice girl, and she does have very
No,
good cookies.
Kimmy's the best. No, but the cookies are very good here.
Wabright says he is confirmed for the August Veronica and Friends.
Whee!
My Veronica Friends in August is going to be all Twitch people. Plastika's in it. Gay Corpse. I love Kelly Donks. Or I like Kelly Donks. J Dude blah blah. What's the rake in this game?
I believe it's a $5 drop. This is not a time game. It's not a rake. It is a $5 drop, if I'm not mistaken. Steven at 75 with his pair of eights. Nat comes along with his inside straight draw. Nat also thinks he might be able to rep a spade. 9 on the turn gives Nat some showdown value.
And the best hand.
Steven's gonna try to get value out of a spade draw. He also wants to find out if Nat's got the 6-7.
Mustak, yes, I have you down.
150 to go. Nat's gonna look back at his cards.
JJ's deliciously mowing down on a cookie.
Rick and Barstow, drop and nut and rake are very different things. Very different. Queen on the river, and Nat's actually good here. It goes check, check, and Nat's gonna show down the 9 and be good. A rake is where they take a certain percentage of the pot. A drop is where they just take a flat fee. So in this case, this is a $5 flat fee per hand that they see a flop with. Of course, no flop, no drop, but they are dropping $5 per hand. Keep the poker economy rolling. A rake is where they take a percentage of the pot, generally capped up to a certain number. Very different animals. I heard of a game once. I heard Todd Brunson telling a story about playing
He follows me on Twitter, by the way, and loves me. And we're friends on Facebook, but go on.
No, Todd's a great human being. Telling a story about a home game he was playing where he sat down, and say it was a pretty big home game, and the very first hand pitched, the house dropped, and private home games are kind of illegal, so I don't know how far I want to go with the story. The house dropped like $150.
What?
Yeah.
He probably got up and left?
No, he immediately was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna play the nuts are better here because you just can't afford to play a ton of pots. Winning a lot of little pots eats into your profit margin because you're spending that $150 per hand that you win.
Bay 101 takes a portion of the pot, even when it's a chop blind versus blind.
Other card rooms do that as well, where they'll pitch out the hand and they will drop regardless of whether or not there's a flop.
Yeah.
Here at Stones, we don't do that. We're getting into the nuts and bolts, or not even nuts and bolts, but the
intestinal tract.
The intestinal tract of poker, which we don't need to get into here.
Rapid Gambler, what is up? Nice to see you. He said that I'm assuming he's talking about me, that chick doesn't have a clue what she's talking about. I'm assuming that's me because I'm the only chick on here. You're right, I don't. I was walking down the street and they said, hey, Jake needs someone in here with him. Can you put on a lay? I said, yeah.
Lyman Sweaty Meat Pipe. Does Stones have a PLO game going regular normally? Yes, we do.
Yes.
PLO goes lately. I mean, a lot of the regs are down serious, but normally PLO goes 2 to 3 times a week here. Usually
Monday and Wednesdays are PLO night, double jackpot.
On the weekends as well. And we stream PLO I should know this by now, the second Wednesday of every month.
First Wednesday
First Wednesday is 10/25.
Third Wednesday, no.
Third Monday. The third Monday of every month, we stream a PLO game brought to you by Deej Poker. All those guys.
Rampage to you. Hi from Australia. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Mate. No, what do they say in Australia?
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Nat makes it 30 to go with 10-7 suited out of the cutoff. Gets a couple callers. Ace, King, Jack. 80 flops bottom pair and an inside
Second
straight
Monday,
draw.
Omaha. Second Monday.
Are you sure about that?
But JFK Stones put it out.
When's Veronica and Friends?
Third Wednesday.
What?
We can't remember all these special days. We have a 10/25, Omaha, and Veronica and Friends to remember. It's a lot.
We're back to back. No? Or no?
No.
Second Monday of the month is Deej Poker 5-5 PLO streamed on Stones live. If you want to see a really messy game, the third Wednesday of every month, the 1-3 Veronica and Friends. That game's got some problems.
Lon McCarron owns my soul.
Jeez. AD shows down the Queen Jack, takes down the pot.
Do you notice they tinted this because there were too many people showing us nipples?
That's what I didn't see tonight. It was all the nipples I was missing.
I know, we had just glass on this side, and people from like the Pai Gow area and Blackjack could walk over and look through the booth, and they would show us nipples all the time, so they tinted it. And when Jake started showing them back, it got awkward. I was wondering who's laughing. Normally Bob doesn't laugh so loud.
Hey, Veronica, do you want to play?
Oh, you want to talk?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go barrel. Is there a 1-3 seat? I don't like 1-2. Did you?
Yeah, just go check in with Cameron.
Game on.
Veronica's barreling. Are you like forcing me out?
No, it's up to you.
Awesome. So, Veronica's out to grind some games.
Oh, did you want to play too?
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Justin Critus.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
Good. Doing great.
Good game.
This has been an awesome
We
game.
gotta do the thing and the other thing with you, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might need to be taller or.
No, I did. I did. Because like normally, because she's here and I'm here, so I have to like.
Should I go down a little?
What a great game.
What's happening in this game right now?
Matt and AD had just got pretty messy in a King 6 3-4 hand. Like
Okay.
they both they just decided like screw you,
Yeah,
I'm gonna win.
I was watching that. Who ended up taking it down? I left right.
Matt like bet determined the best hand, but he bet it as the bluff.
Did not take too long to make his decision. Did that kind of set the bells off?
A little while. As it is here, we're on the turn. Matt's got 9s. They are ahead of Mike's Ace King. Check to the river. 8 of Hearts comes off. Matt's good. Matt's gonna bet.
That was a pretty easy board for him with just one over.
Pretty easy board at the same time. It's kind of hard to call by worse there, I feel. Like, I mean, I don't think club draws. You know, only 8x clubs is going to call you there, maybe. They can get value from worse hands, but yeah.
What a great lineup this has been. And now, let's see, we got, is Nat still here?
Nat just picked up.
He just picked up, okay.
Just picked up.
Yeah, so I saw him walk out. He was really excited playing this game. You know, he had kind of a rough run on Monday.
You know what? He had a rough run, but I don't think he played poorly at all. Nat had that big hero, called down with the pair of 3s versus set of 10s.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like I said, I mean, he ended up on the losing side of both hands. But then he had that really great fold later in the night, Ace King versus Mike's set of 8s, where he folded, or Nat folded top pair, and that just shows you how versatile Nat is, where he can
he's incredibly versatile.
Call down bottom pair in a 2K plus pot, yet being laid 4, almost 5 to 1 on the turn, can fold top pair, top kicker.
So this was his warm up. He's on his way to the WSOP now. He's going to the Bellagio to play some cash games. And look, our viewers are texting me. Look at that one, make me smile. Thanks, Daniela. So sweet.
I love it. I love it.
We do have the best viewers on this show. I
really
have to point that out. Take a second away from talking about this game just to say, you guys are awesome. All right, make me laugh on a daily basis, whether I'm in here or whether I'm not.
Oh,
you know Twitch now, if you go back and rewatch the video, it actually replays the
Yeah, we
chat.
replay the chat as well. That's awesome. I think it's a really great plus.
When you guys say that stuff, it's there forever.
Awesome.
And ever and ever.
Oh my God.
Scary, huh?
Yeah, I think Nat played really, really well tonight. I think he had a little bit of a bounce back. You know, I mean, not to be results oriented, but I think Nat came back a little bit. You know,
Be results oriented. It's cool.
sure, it's
Still
good.
cool. It's fine.
Yeah, had a little bit of bounce back. You know, versus his last session. Really looking forward to seeing that guy. What he can do down the series. Any player that can think on the levels that Nat can, he stands a great shot at running really deep in.
What do you call it? Metagame?
That metagame.
Yeah. He said he was going to play the monster stack this weekend.
Yeah, that's
Good event for him.
That's a good spot for Nat. That's a kind of a overall. That game's gonna have more.
I'm sorry. Did Anthony call there as 50? Did Anthony raise with a 6 deuce? The
Yes, he
backdoor
did.
flush draw?
Yes,
these
he
guys
did.
are playing some poker tonight. I have to say that this isn't just like I'm waiting for the nuts. I'm gonna call. These guys are playing some serious poker.
Steven gets there. He was there already. The board is now a one-liner to a straight.
I think Anthony's options just kind of went away. Do you think he continues here? He does.
He does.
He does. Okay.
For some reason, I mean, if Steven decided to get sticky with a hand like King Jack or even like Queen 10, the board now is coordinated enough where you can get Steven off of all his hands. Anthony's definitely betting to try to get better to fold, obviously. And Steven does not want to run off any of Anthony's bluffs, so he's just going to flat.
I think it's a good flat right there.
Board pairs.
A little scary, but not really.
And now in this spot, if Anthony might actually shut it down. He does. Once Steven flats that turn, it's really hard for Steven to continue with worse. Or it's hard to continue with it without the straight there. Check.
Interesting.
Steven,
So
I thought
he
maybe
might have been a little
there.
worried that he was playing against a set there. Maybe he thought he turned good against a set, and when the board paired on the river, he might have thought he's being trapped. Is that possible?
Little passive, perhaps, but in Steven's defense, it's really hard for Anthony to get sticky there and call with much of anything.
Well, yeah, he wasn't going to make much. Maybe
No.
if he put in like 20.
I don't think he called. Yeah, just to I
I would have just tried. If I know I'm not getting called, I'll put in like $5.
It's funny. I've actually seen Phil Hellmuth make. Not bet like 20, but in some really big pots playing cash where there's like 20, 30K in the pot, and River click and just bet 1K. And it's kind of like.
And people fold?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I seen you get Doyle off.
At those stakes, the minimum bets are still so significant.
Yeah, but
Such significant
it's
money.
relative, and it's just like one of the things. It's like he's never just betting against a bluff there. It's just kind of like it's almost like trying to trap you into raising
He's
because
a
you're betting so
sick
passive.
human being.
Oh, yeah, it's a cruel man.
I would not want to be in a poker game with him.
Sign me up.
JJ flops a queen here. Let's see. He's playing against. So on the graphics are tripping me out. I'm gonna need more drugs here if we're gonna watch it like this. Okay, trip queens.
Trip queen for
Anthony
JJ.
flopped the nut flush. This is becoming a pretty sick hand because JJ is not out of this. He has a few cards he can pick up. 6 outs to fill up. Would be pretty sick. And of course, he might think he's just playing against one club here. The 10, though, not one of them. So Anthony picks up the check mark. Let's see if he can extract some value from
I
trip
think
queens.
Anthony can actually bet pretty big here.
He doesn't know, though. He's just going to get paid off for what he put in, maybe 200-ish, close to it, 150, okay.
I think, not to be, it's easy for me to call here when I can see all the cards, but I feel like Anthony might have lost a little value there. If JJ had a worse club and/or straight draw, the Jack 9 got there, but if JJ had a busted club draw, he's not calling anything. But if he's got any kind of trip queens, or if he was playing the Jack 9 with a club and then got there, made it straight, he's calling off a huge amount. See, JJ's either going to call off heaps, when I say, a larger bet, maybe closer to a pot-sized bet, or he's going to fold all of his worst hands.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there something to be said in that spot for trying to make it look like a huge bluff? Now, we can see the cards, so it's easy, right?
Yes.
But maybe he makes a huge bluff-type bet.
And that's, I think not
paid off
only,
big.
you get paid off. I think all of JJ's busted draws are obviously folding, but I think a lot of his trip queen hands, the Jack 9 with the club, definitely pays you off.
Do you know JJ? Have you played against him before?
I don't think I have.
You don't know his tendencies or anything?
I
what
don't.
he's capable of?
I don't. JJ hasn't played. I think he's played pretty well tonight. He hasn't played a lot of hands. But going. Anthony won that last pot. I think Anthony might have lost a little value there. I think it's either kind of bet big, and Anthony or James is going to call with all of his worst hands, or he's going to fold all of his broken hands.
Fair enough. All right, new hand shaping up here. A lot of fun cards in there. I like the middle suited connectors a lot. I enjoy playing those. You can,
We alluded to that earlier. How they're kind of my drugs. It's like,
oh yeah,
yeah. It's that's
good. It's a good safe drug. It's you can't really overdose on it.
Yeah, it's Tylenol.
You can lose all your chips though. That's kind of like an overdose.
Anthony makes it 65 to go out of the cutoff.
Oh, right, we have an ace for Anthony. Anthony's just running really great. He's playing good and he's running really good. He's catching his cards.
Yeah, and the key thing is, players oftentimes will kind of misinterpret, running good or running bad. And the key thing is when you make or lose money in poker is your ability to extract value when you're running good and minimize losses when you're running bad. Players all think they'll think of oftentimes think of running good as I got aces or kings dealt to me several times. When in actuality, oftentimes running good just means you didn't get dealt aces versus kings, to set up hand,
right?
On the other side of it. So this game it's all about extracting value. Peter sitting down in seat 3.
The infamous one and only streamer regular here at Stones Live. Peter, I remember him in the very beginning of Stones Live, the first few games, and those games were, a lot of the bigger games were rock solid.
Yeah,
it was all just grinders. And so that was the side we saw of him. Interestingly enough, as we've seen Peter get into some of these more loose action games we've been having lately, I've seen him open up his range and make a lot of really great plays.
He really has. It's funny, and I played with Peter in some of the 2-5 games we've had, outside, in the outer tables. And Peter, I almost feel like he's oftentimes at stream oftentimes on the stream, almost give us this false advertising kind of game where he's like, oh, don't worry, I'm just playing the nuts are better, because I've seen him do some out in the outer tables, do some borderline Cracker Jack stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah, no. Peter's got a lot of gears.
Wait, Cracker Jack's not good, right?
Cracker Jacks being like
the first thing I think of is Cracker Jacks, and you get a toy surprise. It's caramel and
surprise. It's good.
It's surprise. Okay, that's good. I love Cracker Jacks. By the way, what happened to Cracker Jacks? I used to eat like 10 boxes to get the tattoos.
Cracker Jacks
I wanted the
so
tattoos.
big that they don't even need to advertise anymore. They're still there.
They're there?
Yeah, they just don't need to let you know they're there.
Right next to animal crackers on the bottom shelf.
Ship it.
Hey, Gay Corpse showed up. Did we have to text him? Because we were looking for you earlier.
Gay Corpse.
What, a Jubilant Corpse. Welcome. What's going on in the chat room over there? I try to pull up on my phone, but it's so little. I gotta hold it close to my face. Oh, can I take a picture of the viewers? Smile, guys. He called my tie a Cracker Jack tie. It's actually true. Got it when I was 5.
Here we go. Steven opens up with Ace Jack, makes 35 to go, and Matt, who's not played a lot of hands, he puts in a 3-bet to 95 with a Jack 8. Steven might be remembering that King 6 hand that Matt showed versus Nat.
And Flop completely misses both of them, but Steven's still way good copying one of Matt's cards.
Goons and Goblins, welcome to the chat.
Matt's making a little bet here, see if he can't convince Steven to go away.
Steven's gonna get sticky.
I like how you guys started saying sticky, that's fun. Well, that was after the whipped cream thing. After the whipped cream thing happened, all of a sudden everyone's sticky when they're calling bets.
Fun card here on the turn, Ace of Spades, gives Matt
a fun card. That is a fun
Steven,
card.
but it's also a card that Matt can actually double barrel and rep here. And try to get Steven off of a 10.
I feel like, because Matt has such a great poker face, we can't really see what he's thinking right now, but I think we had thought bubbles over his head, it would be like
Well, if Matt had a hand like Ace King, Ace Queen, he would have probably 3-bet pre-flop, C-bet the flop for fold equity, and now be betting the turn for value. I don't see, if you're Steven, how you can justify folding here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, and he's gonna call, just see what the river brings. because your poker fate's always decided on the river. Steven does get the check mark, but can he hang on? Will Matt get aggressive here?
After Steven opens and then goes check call, Matt's got to.
Could he even get aggressive enough to get Steven out of this hand?
Matt's trying to think about where Steven can be here. He's got to think, like, would Steven check call ace king, ace queen on the flop?
He's checking.
Matt elects to check back and give out the pot. Matt's really trying to think if he can get Steven off of like a pair of jacks, something like that. And or would Steven check call the flop, ace king, ace queen? It was a 3-bet pot pre-flop, which definitely changes, all the ranges of hands the players can have. Running Up Legion says even if Matt bets like 400 there, it gets snapped off. I tend to agree with you. I think Steven definitely was in no mood to fold there. But, from Matt's perspective, when it's open, 3-bet, flatted, check call on the ace on the turn, you really got to think that your opponent's going to get, getting sticky with ace, king, ace, queen. That might be the only thing you can get him off. Because if Matt is double barreling there with an ace, he look to be getting value out of a stick pair of jacks. Something like that. But you gotta really be convinced that, that's what you think your opponent has and that he's willing to fold. Kevin, happy birthday. Aces.
You only get those on your birthday?
Yep.
I'm only playing on my birthday from now on.
Science.
Simple.
The one problem that Kevin's gonna have in this hand is that he hasn't played a lot of hands. And extracting value, getting action from players, so to speak, is going to be tough. And as you see here, he raises, and everyone just dumps their hands.
And we have a new dealer at the table. That is Jenna, who was sporting the lovely beachwear during the Employee Survivor game. Remember that?
She was.
That was actually one of the best survivors for people dressing up.
She
they
had
really
a lot
got
of
into
hat.
it. Yeah, the big hat. The big hat.
A lot of hat.
Yes.
I was very intimidated.
You were?
She had the most hat at the table.
It intimidated you, though? I'm just checking.
What am I going to do?
I'm trying to figure out how to intimidate players at the table. If I wear a big hat, that's all I have to do.
She's got more hat than I have.
I'm wearing big hats from now on. Solved.
Matt makes a 35 to go, under the gun +2.
Where's Kevin? I thought he had aces.
That, like I said, he couldn't extract any value. He opened and everyone folded.
Oh, that hand's over?
That's long gone.
Where was I? I thought his aces turned into 6-5.
Bippity boppity oops.
Oh yeah, that was a great quote. I put that up on Twitter and tagged you, by the way. It's, Jake is a bippity boppity barrel. Hashtag. Yeah. Hashtag goes at the front.
Matt bets 110, looking for value out of spade draws. AD, he's wondering if Matt's just betting a spade draw. He's out of position. I would prefer this play if he was in position. As it is, he's going to call 110 pair of fours.
Just to see what happens.
I think Matt's definitely going to bet again.
Yeah, for sure. But what if a spade comes off on the turn there? That slows Matt down a lot, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Matt feels he can get value from worse jacks and or spades, and he wants a call here.
The stack is taken off. He says he can't witness this recklessness. We'll tell you what happened later. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. That's it. AD doesn't want any more punishment on this hand. He's waiting for the right spot.
So it's so funny, like we were looking at over the table at the lineup, before the game started, and he said, "Oh yeah, Steven came in from out of town at Reno," and he had the hat kind of down, and I didn't even recognize him. I played with Steven before in Reno.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so you know him.
Yeah, we played together.
Tell us all about him. Tell us his deepest, darkest secrets.
He's had a lot of Jake chips.
Oh, what's that mean?
I punted to him.
Oh, chips.
Chips.
That's not what I thought he said.
Wow. Next hand. Coming around. Bigger Ultra, welcome to the chat. Peter makes it 35 to go out of the hijack. It's gonna get no love. check that. 80 makes it 70 to go out of the small blind. Peter calls ace king suited. And happy birthday to Peter.
So Peter just sits down at the table, runs like God.
Evidently.
That's how you do it. That's all you got to do. Catch everything.
80, who 3-bet out of the small blind, he's got to decide whether he really wants to turn his hand into a bluff here.
Yeah,
he
there's
elects
no way.
not to. Not against Peter.
And
on that
not
board.
with that, with nothing to work with. I mean, was he going to drop for a 4 and he might already be losing?
Peter bets 80, can't get any action.
There's a new player, Jake, coming up to the table, and there is a quite a strapping, young, handsome gentleman there. Going to get him to sign the contract there, and yeah.
Shit, man.
I mean, I don't typically call dudes handsome, but that guy is good
Got a
looking.
lot going on for him. Jake's a really fun player to watch. We saw Jake in our last stream. He got involved, and I think it was the first hand of the stream he got involved in that really big pot.
When was this? Monday?
Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Monday was a long time ago. I've had a lot of drinks between then and now.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Jake's a pretty solid player. He had got involved in a really big pot early on in our Monday stream, and cut out a little bit of equity. And even though he didn't run the greatest after that, he still cut out a pretty nice profit for the evening.
What are you playing in the WSOP? What events? I mean, other than the main, which we all know you're.
That's the discussion. Is
gonna ship the
it's
main.
pretty much, yeah.
It's gonna sell off 90% and then ship it.
No, I might sell up to 40.
Up to 40, really?
Up to 40.
And then satellite the rest?
And
You shoot a 1 in 30?
and then satellite.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. You know what? That puts the pressure on.
so, yeah.
Light the fire.
Sell it with a make back. But yeah, this weekend was a monster stack to go down. I was going to try to make
This
that,
coming weekend, right?
This week or this.
This
yeah.
Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
It wasn't difficult to talk him into that.
No. Okay.
All right, Jack locks this one up. Now, there's always the point of keeping your hand, not getting bet off of it. Steven will do. Steven came all the way down from Reno to play this game.
Yeah, it's a real solid player. I said, I mean, my experience playing against Steven was actually, tournament poker in the WPT Deep Stacks event there.
Is there a rack attack going on the table?
Is that?
I don't know. He's either refreshing the tray or that's a rack attack. He put $200 on the table.
That's a rack attack.
That's a rack attack. That
So
means
we have one game 5-10 limit.
5-10 limit. That they're
Okay,
gonna play.
so we are
This
playing
family pot.
5-10 limit. This hand. The
This is
house
pretty
has
exciting.
put $200 in the pot,
200 big ones.
and we're playing no fold'em.
No, fold 'em, hold 'em.
Yes.
They should just do the one where you put the card on your forehead. I like that game. All right, and the best thing about this, I mean, we didn't get a really amazing hand in this lineup, but even when people have aces and kings, everyone's going to see every card. There's an extra $200 in the pot, and you only have to put $5 and $10 in at a time. Well, I mean, it's 10 and 20, right? Yeah, because it's 5 and 10 on.
Yes.
5 and 10 on the blinds. Yeah. This is a nice little bonus, though. I mean, sometimes we go cap on these, and you end up with a $500 or $600 pot, anyways.
Because these pots go 9-way, or generally between like 7 and 9-way on every street.
Big variance.
They actually end up being pretty decent sized pots.
Yeah.
Even like
Yeah.
by the time you get to the end of it.
Now, if someone at the table says, "Hey, everyone, just check it down," and then they actually bring it to the commentator's booth, and Jake and I split it
Trying to
up.
figure out what happened here. Matt just put in 225.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened here is they did not switch the game. Oh, you know what? This 100% my mistake. I gotta double check, but I think this is what happened. 5-5. I think it changes, but 5-10 and up, I believe.
we don't change the game.
I believe we leave it the same, so we got all excited for nothing.
Okay. So
Now it might be. I know 10-25 for sure.
So we just add the money to the pot. We don't change the game.
10-25 for sure. 5-10. I feel like we're supposed to. So, but it doesn't matter. This is the way they're playing it now. So we'll have to check on that later
So
and see if
yeah,
something
never mind
happened.
the 5-10 limit stuff. we are playing still the same 5-10 no limit.
Matt Holzclaw is in the chat room. He says it's no limit at 5-10, but he says the one making the big bets in there. It's like, sure it is, buddy. Sure it is.
And now Matt bets 2 1/4.
Oh, keep betting and keep chatting, Matt. Keep betting, keep chatting.
Wow.
Okay, you win. You win, sir. He won.
He won. Extra $200.
I could have swore it was 5-10 was still. I could have swore.
Did Matt squeeze his hand
Matt,
and then say like, "Oh no, this is no
He went like
limit,"
this.
right?
Did you see when Kevin dropped the money off, and you see Matt do this? He was sliding him a little Benji back there, yeah, a little Benji, and then he knows easy money. He scooped up a bonus 100 right there by doing that. Good job, Matt. Good job.
So Matt takes down the money.
Sad Boys Poker. Welcome to the chat room. If you're new, I don't know if he was in there, but
Extra
welcome.
$200 in the pot.
$200 is the answer. We put 200 in the pot, and apparently, I have no clue what's going on here at Stones. 5-10 and up, we don't change the game. All right, I got Jake excited for nothing.
I was very aroused.
Oh God.
Anthony makes it 40 to go on the button. JJ and Mike come along. Ace 9-4, 2 diamonds. It checks Anthony. He's going to c-bet the Queen 10. JJ's the only player who can call. I stand corrected. Mike's going to call off with his 9. And now JJ cannot overcall 7s. Five of clubs on the turn brings a double flush draw to the board. And Anthony's going to elect to double barrel the double flush draw. He feels that Mike's never has a big ace here because Anthony thinks he would have saw a 3-bet pre-flop. So he thinks he might be able to get Mike off of, ace 7, ace 6, ace 8, possibly. And maybe he can get value from smaller diamond draws.
I feel like we're seeing a lot of these guys that play on the stream regularly, like consistently getting better. And I think the stream is becoming an educational tool. Don't let these guys get too far ahead of you. If you're a poker player, you can come play on this stream and you can use it as an educational tool. Find your leaks, right? When you're looking at yourself, you can see your leaks better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Big call from Mike on the turn, and he's putting it down to a spot. After it goes check, check, Mike loves that. Sad Boys Poker says he has a question about the California bill. We'll do our best to answer it for you. Talk to us.
Yeah, so he's talking about the what you guys have been talking about all night, which if you type !jobs into the chat room, you'll see a link there. We're asking for your help. There is some proposed legislation in California that would change the way that gaming is done in card rooms only. It would essentially make most card rooms in California a former shell of themselves. Think about this, all the promotions, free money that goes into even to the poker program, paying for amazing commentators on live stream poker shows, a lot of that could potentially go away. So we're asking for your help to follow that link, sign the petition, and help us shoot it down so that we can continue to conduct business the way that we already do. We appreciate it. Take you like 5 seconds, so you did it earlier, right?
I definitely
Like
did it
that.
earlier.
Simple, you're done, you're in, you're out, and you can help places like Stones be here for a long time to come.
Support the community, your local card
Did
room.
we get the question that they were asking?
So how many more votes does it have to? How many votes does it have to go through?
I believe this is special interest groups proposing legislation.
Correct.
I am not 100% sure, but I don't think there's a bill yet. We're trying to stop one from being made.
Matt, he's gonna bet his 10 on the button. That's 45. 80 calls. 9 on the turn gives Matt an inside straight draw to go along with the best hand.
AD's had a lot of pocket pairs tonight, I've noticed. Like small, middle pocket pairs.
Middle pairs, yeah. He connected one of them earlier. He binked the 9 on the river. I think he already had the best hand going into that. But other than that, unfortunately for him, he hasn't really got there on too many of them. Matt's got the check mark here with his 10.
And a pretty safe board for Matt. I mean, he probably doesn't like the over. But the way the hand's been played, I feel like Matt has to feel pretty confident about his hand. He's just call. $100 in a call, and Matt's can turn over the winner and scoop it up.
Thin value.
Matt, who previously schooled me on 5-10 no limit rack attacks.
Rack attack.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
Poker being a game about extracting value. There you see the professional player in Matt Holzclaw going for thin value.
So Sad Boys Poker looks like we were answering the wrong question. We apologize. But the thing we were talking about is important too. Please help us out if you can. If you enjoy playing poker in card rooms, it just take a couple seconds of your time. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
So Sad Boys Poker is asking about the online poker bill, and if there's literally 0 chance that it passes. I wouldn't say there's zero chance. I mean, they're definitely fighting a greater fight
Like
there.
12%.
Yeah, I mean,
You got a 3-outer.
they're drawing thin, but
Yeah.
that's one of the things, we just got to keep hammering at the mat. And this is, this, I mean, it's a cooperative effort.
I mean, if Jersey can do it.
yeah, no,
Jersey can do it, why can't we do it?
Eventually, we will get there. It's going to take some time. But that's it. I mean, you support your PPA, you support protectjobs.calgaming.org, and you let your local congressman know where you stand and how you feel.
Oh, Steven flopping a set of 3s. Kevin,
Inside straight draw.
So I guess a little bit. You can go for an 8. I hate having the bottom end of that straight, though. I never feel comfortable with it.
It's a pretty coordinated board. Steven might think that Kevin's got a piece of that, and he might be able to get a little value here. He's now going to raise. Wow, he actually gets Kevin a call there. Great result for Steven. 5 on the turn, and now Steven's got to feel very confident that Kevin's got a decent piece of that board. He can continue firing the turn. Unfortunately for him, I don't think. Oh, I stand corrected. Kevin is not done with his inside straight draw. And Steven's got to feel that Kevin's got a big piece here. Steven checked the turn, and Kevin bet 410.
Oh my God. This is the ultimate trap. What, I mean, seriously though, what is Steven afraid of? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That looks like about $1,100. So that answers my question. What's Steven afraid of on this board? Nothing. That's how you play bottom set right there.
Interesting line by Steven. You rarely, if ever, see the double check raise executed in no limit hold'em.
Pretty powerful.
It's a really strong line, but it's a weird line. Mm-hmm. We saw TD take it in one of our prior streams against Matt Holzclaw. Now, mind you, TD was airballing. It's a weird line to take. Generally, by the time a player gets a check raise in, you're kind of saying, "Ha, I tricked you into putting some money in. Now here's, take that. I really got it."
I like how you put that. Take that.
So generally, once you check the turn, it gets checked back so often that it's oftentimes if you do have the best hand, you lose a lot of value, and if you're bluffing, you're losing a lot of fold equity by checking the turn. So it's a really rare line that you can pull off successfully.
It's a good one here, right?
Well, he gets.
How do you feel about it?
Steven folds worse. So, I mean, that's not a great result for, Kevin folds worse, which is not a great result for Steven, but his check on the turn got Kevin to put in $400 that he might not have otherwise put in there. If Steven would have led for, 400 there instead of checking to Kevin might have just folded. So Steven, to be results oriented, Steven gets another $400 that he otherwise would not have got out of Kevin when you made the double check raise there. But it's a really weird, strange line. You're taking no limit. Multi-way and limit pots, it's much more common to see. Generally, once you check raise, it's kind of like the jig is up, and now you're telling people I got a hand.
Right.
So when you check the turn again, people will just check back. Okay, I'll take the free card. You know.
Matt has a good turn of fortune here with a couple good hands, and now he wakes up with queens.
Nice.
Marking that one down.
Marking that one down. Yeah.
We've had a lot of good hands. I marked one down earlier. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I think it was between Matt and Nat, where he bets him with like 10 high or something off of a pocket pair. Yeah, it was like a raise, a re-raise. It was towards the very beginning of the screen. I think it was the King 6.
The King 6 hand. That was good.
That was a great. Did you write that one down? Good. I got it. So no worries. I wrote it down.
Awesome.
Like we need to get that one to Bart. And they're wrapping up at the WSOP out there. Bart Hansen and Crush Light Poker. We should be getting some new hands of the week soon. Looks like Matt just going to take it down pre-flop. Yeah. Anthony can't come along there.
That's great. So for those of you watching the stream, they not only be entertained, but also be, try to learn some, pick some stuff up. Crush Live Poker, they take the hands from our streams that we send them to them, and they break them down, go, analyze all the hands that are being played, and you see some really, really great, perspective on some of the things that are happening here in our local card room, and that you can also see in your local card room at these stakes and these levels in these games. And we've had some real messes and some real beauties of hands. It just gets weird.
Some incredible ones.
Yeah.
And Bart's great at kind of dissecting them and telling you what's going on, what was good, what was bad, what could have been done better.
So here, I love this. AD puts in a $25 straddle. And he wakes up with Ace King.
That's just fantastic.
Steven limps along Ace 9 of Hearts.
You're gonna see get played tough here.
Anthony calls King 10 off. Jake in the big line. And now AD's got the option here.
Oh yeah, AD, what you gonna do? More, come on, more than that, more.
Makes it 100 to go.
Well, now it's just gonna be so enticing for everyone, except Anthony.
Anthony lets it go. Wow, I'm really surprised there.
Well, maybe he called his mother and she said no. She said, don't play it. Are you missing your boothie?
No.
Sure, you're not. It's okay. You can say it.
There's a small piece of me might have died.
There's a little piece.
Small piece of me died. 5-way action. $100 pre.
And
Queen 10, Deuce, all hearts, and happy birthday, Steven.
Yes. I think it's been his birthday most of the night.
And now Jake is cutting chips to lead into AD,
oh, no.
who exercises option pre-flop in the straddle.
Okay.
AD has an inside straight draw, no heart, a lot of players behind him.
This is a train wreck waiting to happen.
3 1/4.
AD, you can get away from this, I promise.
AD,
he folds his face up. He's just like, I'm out of here.
Oh, God, I love it.
See ya. Now, Steven, just call?
Steven just calls.
That's
you don't want to run anyone off here.
Nope.
Peter now, also a top pair. No heart. I can't see how we can continue. Interesting spot here for JJ.
Yeah.
JJ Jack 9. He's got the inside straight draw and the second nut heart draw.
Smart man.
Will not play it. 7 on the clubs and Jake is drawing dead.
So Steven makes his hand look like a draw here, like he's got one big heart and he's drawing. That's gonna probably induce Jake to make another bet, and yes.
All in and a call.
All in, of course, yeah, instant call. Jake's drawing dead. He's gonna have to rebuy and try and get his money back here. Just a rough spot. I think a lot of times there his lead out is okay, but just here he happened to run into the nuts. What can you do? Hard to bluff the nuts.
Tough spot.
Yeah. And he does pick up 2 pair insult to injury at the end there. That's the worst, when you're drawing dead but your hand actually improves. Nothing worse than poker.
When you get to the hand you're drawing too, and it's still no good.
That's what I wanted, and I still lose.
I got there. It wasn't good enough. So Steven gets some back. He's had kind of an up and down eye. I think he's played pretty well.
Oh, he's played excellent.
Yeah.
He's a very patient player.
Very much so.
Yeah, he picks his spots well.
rough spot there. Jake really felt he can get value out of heart draws.
Hello, internet. Wow. I took a picture of the internet earlier.
Oh, cool.
You didn't see that?
I know I did.
That's right through there. You can take a picture of them. Hello. Do you want to see the picture? Well, there's a lot of stuff on the internet.
Oh no.
All right, next
Asian. I look like a WWE wrestler? What?
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 He kind of does, actually.
Whoa!
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. I'll take it as a compliment.
You do this. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Jack on the turn gives Kevin an open-ended straight draw. And JJ's gonna bet his Jack.
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
I'll be right back, guys.
Nine on the turn, and Kevin gets there. $240 in the pot. Looks like 150. Wow. JJ calls the Jack 9 real quick. Was it something I said? Jeez. Stakes for Prez, yes and yes. Yes, it is a bottle of sriracha sauce. And there's celebration in the outer tables. JJ, Jack 6 of clubs. It's gonna open up the pot. Huh.
Sorry, I had to run out. There was a baby in the middle of the freeway, and I saw it out the window, and I had to go save it. Very scary situation.
You're a great human being.
But he's good. He's good. Little baby boy. Little baby cute. What happened?
Yeah,
Oh.
not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay.
Some players shuffling around, it looks like.
All right. We got someone to replace Jake, and Matt's leaving, it looks like. Or Matt's moving. Looks like leaving.
Picking up. JJ's gonna make it 25 to go, 8-9 off. Anthony in the small blind, ace queen, comes along. 7-8-3 and JJ smacks top pair.
You know what I'm seeing tonight? A lot of bad hands pre-flop being the best hands post-flop. Strange how poker works.
JJ's gonna bet 50.
Jake's just called me like 5 names inside his head. He's like,
Mentally,
why do I have to
every
be stuck in
time.
here with this dumb?
Seven on turn. Anthony is not done with his ace queen.
And why should he be? Ace Queen's a great starting hand.
Takes a check call lead line. King gets there.
Yeah, not so fun. And that's probably the end of this hand for Anthony.
No.
He's not gonna get sticky. Oh, he is gonna get sticky. He is. He's contemplating putting some money in there.
And now JJ's in a tough spot.
Yeah, because
I
he
think
might
he
have hit
calls-
the king, right? He's thinking he hit the king.
Here's the thing, like, for it's a good call by JJ. Anthony's betting line doesn't make a lot of sense there. I mean, what kings does Anthony have that he's going to take the check call lead line on? I mean, if you had ace king and you're just check calling the flop, the 8-7-3 because you think ace high is good, there's no point in leading with the 7 pairs on the turn. Like, you're not accomplishing much, if anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, from JJ's perspective, Anthony's not going to have a lot of kings in his hand. Shouldn't have a lot of kings in his range.
But he's playing ace queen. I mean, he could just as easily be floating with ace king.
He could have.
Just as easily.
Yes.
I think.
As it is, I think in the long run, I think JJ's call there is pretty standard.
The ace king, queen, they kind of get played the same by most players, don't you think? Not professionals like you, but most players.
Players that can stick with overcards, yes. That said, when Anthony takes the check call lead line there, the only value hands he should have there is a lot of 7s and or sets. And it's just so hard for him to have those hands that I think calling there flatting 9-8 is going to be pretty standard.
Yeah, we got a lot of hearts on this flop. Good for Anthony with that 10-7. No one else really catching much of anything to work with. Paired board with overs, always a little scary for a smaller pocket pair. The risk of getting counterfeited too is there.
Always. Check, and then Anthony smacks the 10 on the river. So when you're playing those pairs, pocket pairs on paired boards, your check calling is such a tough spot to be in. You're almost, if you really think your opponent is c-betting overcards or air, you're always better off trying to pick those things off in position. Check calling pocket pairs is really tough because it gives you're pretty much turning your hand face up and telling your opponent that your top pair worse, and letting him, giving him all the information he needs to decide whether or not he wants to try to get you off of a better, or if he can extract value from worse. So playing the 7s there,
I can't be the one to point it out.
kind of marginal. New player there in seat 6.
That's Henry.
Henry. I feel terrible because this is our last hand of the evening.
Oh, is it really?
And Henry,
He's a great player. He's a lot of fun.
so much fun to watch play. Has so many gears in him, it's not even real.
Gears of War.
Right.
Yeah.
If every poker player is a car part, he's an 18-speed transmission. He has every gear in the world.
Wow.
Henry can come with a ton of pressure.
Well, he should have just come to the table bomb pot. $100 bomb pot last hand.
Anthony makes it 100 to go with queens.
Only. You forgot to say only. Only 100.
80's got the old 6-7.
Is your last name German?
It is.
Yeah, you guys are right. It's German.
3, 5, 6. It's not the worst flop for AD. He hits top pair, has an inside straight draw.
And
Anthony.
He's gonna bet it. Anthony making some change. Oh, he got a tip. Yeah, don't forget to tip. It's actually a proven fact. If you forget to tip your waitress in the middle of a hand, you will lose the hand.
3 on the turn. 80's gonna keep laying his own price to showdown.
And Anthony just calling. And that does not help AD Anthony with the check mark, and probably not a bet that makes him go anywhere. Unfortunately for AD, hopefully he just checks here. But he's reaching for chips.
He checks over to Anthony. Anthony with 2 1/4.
Yeah.
And 80, I think, is going to lean toward calling this. He's going to call it off.
He thinks the 6 is good. He's going to see the bad news right here. Pocket queens. Pocket queens for the win. Anthony, good night too. Anthony and Matt both look like they had really good nights at this time.
Very productive.
So I just put the link back in the chat room for everyone that's still with us. I think it's worth saying one more time.
It really is. It means a lot.
Yeah, the link that's in there, it will take you to a website that will let you sign a petition. Another flashing. another flashing. This is serious,
How do we
people.
run so good in live?
We should turn the camera the other way.
Oh my God.
That one was actually decent.
Oh.
So it will let you bring you to a petition that is basically to stop legislation that will change the way that California card rooms operate, severely crippling our business, our ability to do promotions, and potentially affect jobs, families, local tax revenue, fire departments, police department. So please take a moment, click on it. It takes like 5 seconds to do. We'd really appreciate it. And again, we appreciate you watching the show tonight. We've got a great audience. Hilarious
the
audience.
best. Oh my God.
One of the best. Even the ones that make fun of Jake. I even love them.
What?
Yeah. Well, there's two. There's only two. Awesome. Thanks for letting me spend the last hour here with you, and you did good with your Veronica withdrawals. You did.
And you know
very
what?
good.
In our production crew, Bob,
Absolutely.
Andrew, Abraham,
Must be
Kenny,
mentioned.
all the guys.
You never see them. They're like pulling the levers, and there's levers and buttons back there, and they're
sandbags
pushing,
and ropes
pulling.
and curtains
A
and
hamster running in a
running
wheel.
in a wheel.
There's
They
a
are the
lot.
best.
A lot goes into it.
A lot of it.
It's a lot. So thanks again, and we'll be back on next Monday with the 40K last Sunday final table.
And I'm at the final table in that one, right?
It's possible. He makes almost every final table that we stream live. Don't forget, that's this Sunday, 350 buy-in, 40,000 guaranteed. It's a fantastic tournament, and if you final table that, Jake and Justin Kelly are going to be making fun. I mean, commentating on your play. So make sure you make
Click
it in
the
for that
link.
one. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.